Made a promise to my mama that I'll bless her with some grandkids. She can spoil them, but till then I'm getting dollars. I'm just doing what I gotta. Can a man live? And it's all day. I'm a god, get a whole squad a job, get them all paid. Came a long way from all state, yeah. Now we all American. Shit, we all American. Yeah, I swear to God, I put the hero in heroin. These flows, kilos. I can sell snow to a ski slope. I can sell evil to the devil, non-believers to a temple. Shit, I can sell water to a speedboat. And these eyes is iconic.
No, we're starting now. Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
What's up, everyone?
Howdy.
This is Noah Lang. This is the first time that we've met.
Yeah.
Haven't even had a conversation, just texted.
Yeah.
So this will be I've done podcasts like this, but I've always had a co-host.
Oh, okay.
So it makes
Russell was supposed to be here.
Yeah, he was. He had a rough day.
Yes, he's been texting me back.
Yes, dude.
It's
That's
been subpar.
crazy.
It
You
is.
hear about that?
Yeah.
Did he tell you?
Getting arrested right before.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Russell, he's got a crazy life.
Dude, Russell's life is dynamic. This guy, well,
he came to my high school, and I was in Florida at the time.
Yeah.
When he started going to high school, I moved back from Florida to come back. I just started dating my girlfriend. We're still together.
Oh, okay.
So, but she said, "There's this kid named Russell. He's a really nice kid. I knew him a long time ago, and I immediately hated him because I was just insecure."
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
yeah.
I was
yeah.
like, "Just screw that
Which
guy."
is completely valid too.
And then I got here, and I was like, "Oh no, Russell's the man."
Russell's so cool, dude.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, I don't want to. I am interested in interesting people. You know?
Okay, yeah.
So it's like, if you see someone who tries to act like someone or tries to fit in their little square,
Yeah.
you know? Russell wasn't that kid. Russell's a completely different person. I was like, this guy's different. I like
He
him.
stands out.
He
Yes.
does.
Dude.
And he was quiet and everything. But yeah, thank God I met Russell.
Yeah.
Great guy. Crazy. You never, like, going to high school, I guess what I was saying was, you see him and you're like, no, he grew up he was homeschooled in a Christian household. He didn't, whatever. No.
You meet him, he's like
Completely,
so cool.
yes.
Well, I talked to him because I was telling you this earlier when we were talking. I met him this last summer. I was like, oh yeah, I knew you at church. He was like, what? And then we both just realized we clicked. It's like he does businesses and I used to do businesses. We both do music. We have an interest in that. And then we were talking about it. And it's cool because when you meet someone like that, you also meet on the thinking level.
Yes.
Like I feel like there's so many people and we do not think the same.
Yes.
Like trying to explain my thought process to your average person, to like, why in the world
impossible.
would you do that?
Yeah. A lot of people are just in a completely different world, I think.
I don't think they're living life.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Which is like the goal that I have with my music actually is kind of cool we hate here is I want to make it cool to think.
Yeah.
Because I think being an actual person who has their own thoughts and it's actually like, my motto is questioning is understanding.
Yeah.
By questioning things, you'll actually understand what you're doing. And
Right.
most people don't do that.
No.
I go to people, I did psychology, right?
Yeah. I love psychology, by the way.
It's so cool.
It's the coolest thing.
But nobody thinks about it. Like
No.
I put out a psychology thing and everyone's like,
Exactly.
and I'm like, how did you not think about that? Because you
Yeah.
posed me with that and I
Right.
immediately rebuttal. I'm
Yeah.
like, how did you?
Some people never look inward.
Yeah.
That's what
And
it
I'm
is.
like, how are you planning on getting anywhere in life without knowing who you are?
Yeah, and how your brain works and why, understanding how your brain works and how habits form and just why you would have done something stupid in a certain situation.
Exactly.
That's great things to know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just don't look
Yeah.
back and go, wait, why did I do, why did that happen? Why did
so
this
dumb.
person react this way?
Yeah.
What can I do better for my
improve.
next time something happens like this?
I think it's partially though because of the correction mentality, like knowing that they were wrong
Yes,
and
yes.
accepting the fact. Because the first thing about psychology is realizing you're stupid.
Yeah, 100%. You're ignorant. I say you're ignorant.
It's all of the above. For me, I
True.
was stupid too.
Yeah. No, I had to agree with that.
all the above.
I'm pretty stupid too. But psychology is a big help. I feel like even just to learn it on your own
Yes.
to make you go, oh,
Well,
I'm
that's
not
what
as
I did.
stupid as I thought.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
I when you look at what they present in schools, psychology-wise, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. They're like, kids grow up like this, and their brain develops. And I'm like, I don't care how a kid's brain develops. What
Exactly.
benefit do I have?
Yeah.
Unless I'm going into child health services or something, I don't care.
Right. It also blows my mind that they never teach you how to deal with an angry person.
Yeah. Well, they tell you, they're like, oh, take a step back.
Yeah.
Tell them to breathe. And I'm like, okay, you ever seen an angry person that said,
But how
take
do
a
I
deep
connect
breath?
with that person?
See what
How do I
happens.
try to do that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or how do you prevent them getting to the angry spot?
Or how do you talk to your friend who's who is going through a tough time and talk
Yes.
them through that, you know? You don't get taught any of those social skills. You don't get taught how to like actually talk to people. It's
so
crazy.
Many things I could talk about in this realm. We have, dude.
I want you to go into your music because I want to learn more about that. I know you're into that.
So you'll have to pardon me because I'm newer to this. I've loved music for a while. I've always wanted to create music, and then I recently, like a few months ago, I was like, dude, I keep telling all my friends that you can achieve anything you shoot for.
Right.
Why do I not believe the same? And so I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going for music, and it's actually really cool. Over the past few years, I've really come to loving it when people tell me I can't achieve things. It just makes me really happy.
I know.
And so I met a bunch of recent friends and my mom and stuff, and they were like, you're gonna fail. And I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm so looking forward to proving you wrong. It was like, it's awesome.
That is my biggest motivator. Yeah. I can never motivate myself, but if there's an outside force pushing me.
Telling you can't do it, you're like, I'm like watch and learn.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna do it.
Dude, that's how I got to it. Well, like when I hopped out of high school, my mom, I told her, I was like, I'm not going to college. She was like, you're gonna fail. Actually, it was kind of heartbreaking. It was like a really sad start to the starting podcast.
That's good.
She looked at me, and by the way, my mom changed a lot, so don't hold my mom to the standard. But she looked at me and she said, you are gonna fail. And when you fail, do not come knocking because I won't let you in. And I was like, awesome. I was like, cool. So then I went and I
at 18 or
this is
17?
I think 18. No, because I graduated early, so I was 17.
Okay.
So I graduated a semester early. I was very, very fortunate. I was part of a class that was like a career and readiness program.
That's
and
nice.
I told them I wanted to do business. And so the final for like the first semester was a panel interview with people from that field. So it was the principal of my school, a guy named Darwin Boston, who's here in town, and then a lady named Jill Guth, who owns a very large portion of Champaign. Wow. Very well. But I didn't know any of them. So, and they pulled up, she was like, I'm not going to inform you who it is, whatever it is, which was intentional. So I was very lucky, but unlucky at the same time. I was the last person to go out of my group. And I was like, this is the point to shine. I was like, all I got to do is prove
save the best for last.
Exactly. Which everyone else was complaining. They're like, why are we doing a panel interview? I was like, you're going into business and you don't want to network? I was like, are you stupid? Anyway, I was happy though because it made my job really easy because in order to beat them all, I just had to basically read my ABCs and it worked. But I'm sitting there while they're all going in and I would listen to, as they came in, as they came out, to their feedback of, oh, they grilled me. And they all came out and they were all scared. They were like, dude, I said I went into real estate, and then Jill Guth asked me what the common market value of a property is in Muhammad. And they're like, what am I supposed to answer that with? And I was using all theirs. I was like, I'm going to formulate it. So then I researched all the people.
I see. Yeah.
So Darwin Boston and Jill Guth, I was like, okay, what can I find online?
So you're sitting there waiting to go in your last, and you're like, okay, I got to capitalize on this moment.
Yeah, but you have your final question too, and that's where I sold most of mine. So basically, I spent most of the interview, I was like, yo, I have to first do two things. First, let them know that I'm not a genius, and I do not claim to be a genius, and that I have a lot to learn. Because if you claim that you're a genius, then they grill you like a genius.
Yes.
So I said, I think I want to do real estate because I've seen that it can be very, very beneficial to like, I guess a lower like maintenance income if you're doing like a mid-range.
Right.
But I also don't know 100% about it, and that's not my full scope. Got Jill Guth off my back. That was great. Darwin grilled me because of business, which was cool because I could let him know that I'd failed, but I continued, which I didn't realize was really important to him.
Yes.
But my final question was when I went to him and I was like, okay, I'm trying to network. What advice do you have to networking and meeting with people like this? And Darwin was like, here's my email. And I was like,
nice.
Yes! I was like, so I met him for coffee. Him and his son own Yo-Yo's Coffee here in the South.
Oh, that's cool.
So I met with him at Yo-Yo's and he was
That's
like,
cool.
you're cool. He was like, you're cool, which was great because nobody had ever told me I was cool before.
Nice.
So I was like, this is awesome. I was like, I'm meeting this guy. He's successful. I'll leave it at that. He's successful. And he was like, you're smart. You're cool.
Yeah.
So then I met his son, who's a really nice guy, Lucas Boston. And then I went out and I was like, yo, can I have Jill's email? And he was like, I'm actually not supposed to give you this, but here you go.
Oh, that's
yes!
so cool.
And then I got Nate Evans' email and I went off and for like 2 months right after I graduated, because I was just doing my own business. I was working a job.
Right.
Where was I? I think I was working at Olive Garden when I came out.
Nice.
Which sucked.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Because I think the worst part about being in the state I'm at is I know I can achieve more, but I'm not there.
Yeah.
Which means I'm always going to be chasing an endless
Right.
way. Anyway, it's a really sad loop to get into.
No.
Yeah, I'm into like endless, I don't know, like self-putting down things.
From
all
what
the
I
time.
understand, that's life.
It is.
That's all of it. Like you can get better at like acknowledging or looking at those thoughts differently, like observing them.
Yeah.
The thing is that I've learned is like it's your mind is like a river. You don't choose the thoughts that come in there, but you choose whether you hold on to those thoughts or let them go.
100%. and you can choose if you place a dam further down the line.
Exactly.
Anyway.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, but it was cool. So I met with all these people. I ended up joining. So there's the Chamber of Commerce, which is all the businesses in Mahomet. I think there's one for Champaign as well, but I'm not 100% sure.
There's one for my town as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But Chamber of Commerce, Darwin's a higher up in that. He's the treasurer right now, I believe. I haven't talked to him in a while, actually. But he got me to slide into a bunch of those meetings, which was cool. And so I was just networking like crazy. And it was cool because every time I needed feedback, because I was doing a business at the time, I would just text somebody. I would go, yo, I'm really having a problem with this. You're smart. And it was cool. Which is also, I mean, I'm not going to lie, it was partially just an ego boost. Because I got to go to people and I was like, look.
I totally understand that.
I was like, who are you talking to, right? I was like, well, my mom, she's like, oh, you're going to fail because you're in business. I'm like, oh, my bad. Who's your friends again?
Yeah.
I was like, wait, didn't they choose to not be your friend anymore? I had a rich person tell me I'm pretty cool. Did you have that? I didn't say that because that's cocky
but that's what you thought.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yes.
Yeah, dude.
It's hard being, oh my gosh, it's hard not being arrogant in a moment when you're
so
succeeding.
Incredibly hard.
But then God will put you back in your place. That's one thing I've learned is every time I do get arrogant, I get booted down to ground level, like bedrock. I'm kissing it, begging to, and it's crazy. And then you build yourself back up, and it's pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm in the build up right now, which is cool. I'm in the music stage.
That's
so
cool.
Anyway, back to the original question you prompted me on. I'm into music. I am in love with philosophy, psychology, thinking.
Which is sick for music and songwriting.
Hopefully. And I want to be lyrical, but I want to make it really cool to think. I want to make people enjoy understanding where they're at through song. Yeah. Now, I'm really inspired through NF because when I was growing up, I mean, I went through some pretty difficult times and I didn't have literally anyone to talk to. I know a lot of people that are like, oh, I didn't have anyone. And I'm like, but your mom was sitting upstairs. You had friends. I was like, I was at a very low spot and I can keep it at that or I can explain. It depends what you want me to do.
Go into it.
Okay, so when we, dude, so much of this story. I was a missionary's kid, so I lived in Berlin for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
And then I moved back. And to keep it mildly brief, making friends was difficult because I was really, really weird.
Yeah.
Really weird.
Yeah.
And I was a horrible kid.
You were unique. That's the thing.
I was the kind of kid that...
Yeah, but that's what that is. Being weird as a kid is just being yourself.
Kind of.
And for that to be yourself in a world full of like a social hierarchy.
But mine was kind of a social hierarchy. So I was the kind of kid, I would wait for you to tell me not to do something and I would do it just because you told me not to.
I gotcha.
And I was like that.
Do you have to have the last word?
Kind of, yes. And I was
that
good
type
at it
of
too.
kid, yeah.
I was good at it too. I actually feel really bad at it. I was really good at arguments and I was really bad about it.
Dude, it's crazy. You just get really good at that just because you just want to jab someone.
Well, dude,
it's nuts.
I don't even know how I did that.
Kids are nuts for that.
My mom considered suicide because of an argument I had with her.
Wow. So you really pushed it.
I'm good at finding people's weak points and using it against them.
Right.
Something I'm proud and sad. I would be, and I'm scared about that because God would not appreciate that plan. Now I'm in a different place. But anyway, I moved back. Friends are at like an all-time low. And then at this point too, so I'm about 12 years old at this point. I shifted into a new neighborhood. So I was in a townhouse. After a year, I moved to the other side. I had one friend, two friends, but they lived far away. I couldn't contact them.
Right.
And then I had a kid in my neighborhood that was kind of cool, but that was about it. I had kind of friends. Yeah. I don't know. I was getting to know them a little bit better, but there was this girl I really, really liked, and she was leading me on, and I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And then my parents got divorced right at the whole time. So I have like a bunch of like half friends who don't really care.
Right.
And I'm there. And so a lot of it's just you're kind of just sitting here, you're like staring up at the ceiling, you're like, nice.
Yeah.
Life was fun. I was having all the family problems, but that's kind of the state I was in. And so then I was like, you know what? Why am I not where I want to be? Yeah. That was the only thought. I was like, well, why don't I have friends to talk to? And that was it. And so I stayed up, and I actually did what I call researching how to make friends, and that was studying psychology.
Yeah.
And I was like, why do I not have friends? 101.
It's a good way to put it.
So you start on YouTube, and you're like, wait a minute, what makes this real? Like, what? How can I trust this information? So then you pull up studies, you pull up, you compare YouTube videos. I got books, and I was reading it.
Oh, you really dove deep.
Oh, yeah. I loved it. Now, it did eventually turn into how do I get girls, too.
Yeah.
I will say I faltered down a wrong road of idolizing getting women over Christ and everything else.
Yeah.
And I made some interesting choices because an old friend of mine, he would spend his pastime like attracting women and then dropping them off to see how bad he could hurt their feelings.
Whoa, that's an interesting thing to.
It was interesting.
To
I'm not friends with him anymore.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons, but that is one of them.
That makes sense.
I unfortunately fell in that loop for a certain time too.
That sucks.
Not proud to say I fell in that loop, but I did.
Yeah.
Now I'm in a different place where it's, man, oh, that's so hard to explain something like that. Articulation is
it's
something
tough.
I struggle with.
It is.
But yeah, so that was something I kind of crawled out of. So I did psychology. I loved psychology. The more I learned about it, I realized that what I was looking for was more sales.
Yeah.
And that making friends and getting people to like you specifically and agree with your idea is literally just sales.
Yeah, you got to sell yourself.
And so if I'm meeting you for the first time, what's going to keep you around is I have to sell the idea that I'm a likable person.
Right.
I have to sell to a woman that I'm someone she would want to date.
Right.
I have to sell an idea. So anything I want to do, it's all sales. And I love that. So I started actually by learning to love rejection. So I'd go and knock on doors and pitch horrendous ideas, or I'd go to Walmart and my friends would point at random people and I'd have to say something random. My favorite conversation is I convinced an old lady that in her cart was the last Thor rubber duck in all of Walmart, and I needed that for my Avengers collection of rubber ducks. And she believed it too. And she was like going through, she was like, I swear I didn't need that. And she was like, I'll get you that rubber duck. And I was like, oh man, you must have dropped it. I'll go look for it. And I just did. But it was like a 30-minute conversation convincing her. But so that's what I did. I had to get okay with the rejection because that's honestly the hardest part.
The hardest part.
And then once I got over that, it was honestly fun at that point. Then I took the wrong turn of abusing what I had, so it was then turned into manipulation and stuff like that.
That's the crazy part about psychology is you can learn about it, except if you are a person who doesn't have good morals.
Yes.
It goes bad really fast.
And my faith was
There's a lot of power there.
Rooted at that time.
Right.
I was not well-rounded in Christ at that time.
Right.
And so it was just, how can I get attention?
Yeah.
How can I get money? And how can I most of all get recognition? I wanted to be, I think, praised. Because I think once you go from that place of low,
you go to the
struggled with
highest high.
my feeling should be, right now, should be Christ.
Yeah.
I should be striving to live more of a Christ life.
Right.
And it's not. And I struggle with that half the time because it is commonly recognition. It's commonly like, they don't see me, but they will one day.
Right.
And while it works, the
Yes.
motivation is there, I know that it shouldn't be that. And it's an ill intent.
Right.
It's the same way like if you go to see your mom for Thanksgiving, not because you love your mom, but because you don't want her to bug you later that week.
Yeah.
It's just wrong. And
Right.
you're like, I shouldn't do that. Or if you love a girl, not because, or if like you're dating a girl, not because you love her, but because her family's really cool.
Right.
It's you know what I mean? It's just wrong.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something I've struggled with a lot. Is just how do you put your heart in a place?
Right.
Because that's kind of what you were talking about, that river. And
Yes.
it's very difficult to illustrate that, especially with women.
Yes.
It's very difficult. But I'm going to leave that in the past because women drive me insane. I don't even get that. So don't tell your girlfriend I said that. But,
Been in a almost, we're going pushing 3.5 years. Yeah.
Man, that's
First relationship for both of us.
really. How does that work? 3.5 years?
I don't know. We just made it work. She's more into it's just the right fit. I don't know.
Okay, so
Like you ask me more questions because I don't
Yeah.
I can't.
how do I phrase the questions I want to ask? So you find someone, right? There's the difficulty of struggles, obviously, because I've been in a few relationships where I met them and I was like, I'm willing to work through the struggles. And I did.
Yeah.
I stayed when they were wrong to me, but they weren't and they left.
Right.
How did you guys figure that out?
It's a lot of give and take. Like you have to forgive. And a big thing is you can what's really hard is because you can have things that bothered you in the past.
Yeah.
And that's usually what it is. Usually you get to a point and you're like, okay, this is my breaking point, you know? And so
Interesting,
how do you bring up that information that bothered you in the past? Because psychology, if you bring up something and said, you did this wrong, immediate defense.
Yeah.
Immediately.
You're not getting anything
I get
across.
defensive. I learn more about my emotions, through this relationship, both of us, of course.
Yeah.
But like when I get angry, I'm like, hey, you literally just leave me alone. Let me be an angry ball right now. You know, like, so getting to that point where you can really tell that person.
That's hard for a woman too. I bet she doesn't like when you look at her
so
and say, leave
hard.
me alone.
Yes.
I know you're mid-proving
Because
your point right now.
she's the type that wants to just fix it.
Yeah.
And I'm the type that I have to think. I have to, because I know when I'm angry, there's nothing good that will come from me.
Yeah, I'm
There's
on her
nothing.
side. Yeah.
So I get away from me. And so it's just a lot of
figuring that out.
yeah, and figuring out how to bring up past experiences. That's the biggest one, I feel like, because I can bring up, oh, you did this, and then she go, oh, well, no, I didn't, or you know, like,
Or
that's not how that
justifiably,
happened.
yeah,
It's like you have to phrase it in a way that they don't get defensive about,
Yes.
which is incredibly difficult, especially when you're having like a 30-minute conversation.
Yes.
You know?
Well, and especially when you compare the fact that the way men and women process information.
Two different universes.
Completely different. The's so much.
craziest
And they're both
thing.
so good for different things.
100%.
Do you need to clarify that? I'm not completely and utterly sexist out here, but but it's just so different.
It's
when you come to a woman, like if you came to me and you were like, Noah, you messed up. You said you were going to do this and you didn't do it. I would go, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Although some guys won't do that either. But if you go to a woman and you're like, you're wrong, you messed up, man, wait for a punch.
It's
You know what I
it's
mean?
such a weird thing.
But it's different. But then you've got to come to them, and it's because it's emotional.
Yes.
To
That's-
logical.
That's the thing, is like they're an emotional bomb most of the time.
Yes.
Like-
Which is so cool too to see. Sorry to completely go off
No,
topic,
you're
but
good.
it's so cool to see like when their emotional side does kick in. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've seen, and I think you see this a little bit more in women that you like actually have something for. But when you see the way that they care for people
Yes.
that need caring, you're
Mm-hmm.
like, how did you think of that? I'm like, I studied psychology. I didn't think to do that. How
Right.
did you come to that?
I'm lucky. She's just an angel.
Mm.
Like, I was the negative that came into her life.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like,
yeah.
she doesn't cuss. Like, when we started dating, she went to bed at like 9:30, 10. You know
Oh,
what I
wow.
mean? Like,
Okay,
yeah. Very
Angel, okay,
almost
yeah.
like a sheltered life.
And she's Christian too.
Exactly.
I mean,
And I'm not. And like, I'm the complete and total opposite. Go
Yeah.
have fun with my friends. Go do whatever. I was never into partying or anything like that. But like, it was just two different. It was a kid who grew up on the internet with little to no safeguards.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. My parents were good. It's not to say that, but I would just find random stuff. So I know a bunch of random things. And
Yeah.
like, I watched like a bunch of adult shows when I was 10.
Yeah.
You know, so that my humor grew from that.
Yes.
And whereas hers was grown from Disney.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
so it was like, whoa, completely. And maybe that's part of why it worked, because we're so different. You know,
Scientifically, it's proven.
exactly.
complete
So
opposites of
maybe
each
that's true.
other. And hey, biblically, it's proven too. God
Yeah.
pulled the rib out of Adam. I don't know how much you know about.
I
the
know
Christian faith.
nothing.
So, creation of the world, God creates Adam. He has God. I actually just had a study where someone deeply explained this. So let me see how good I can do.
Yeah,
it.
hit me.
So Adam gets created by God. He says, "You are great," and he has Adam go through and he names all the animals, and then he goes, "You know what? You're missing something." And he takes out his rib and he creates a woman. And he says, "You two will represent the relationship I have with Christ. You guys are the whole picture." And he goes, and he chose the rib. Apparently, this is what it said. I don't know how accurate this is, but he chose the rib not because, because if it was the foot, she's underneath him.
Right.
It's the back, she's behind him. If it's like whatever, but the
Interesting.
rib puts it at the side. He needs both. But he had her created after the naming of the animals to show that it is the man's job to put in a lot of that work for that. The man, she fulfilled the image, but it wasn't because she was helping with the workload he did. It's because she was doing a different portion.
Right.
And that's the relationship of Christ. And it's such a cool picture. So that's the part that I'm referring to as Ephesians 5. That chapter talks all about the relationship between God, Jesus, and the church, and how we as a relationship mirror that and should mirror that. And if you mirror that, then you will see a successful relationship.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't. But having that opposite where she completes you, like if you have someone who's
Yeah,
you, there's
for
no reason
sure.
to have them around.
Exactly.
If I had someone who was me, first off, I'd get annoyed. I get annoyed at myself just off the bat as it is.
It's crazy.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty good at talking. I need to learn how to shut up occasionally. But it's just looking for that other half too. And I'm really impressed you found that. So if that's 3.5 years, almost 4 years now, that's like what, 16?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. She was 6. No, she was 15. I was 16 when we started dating.
Man,
Yeah.
you're a lucky man.
Yeah, you telling me. And there was one time in our relationship where I was the problem, and I was very confused in where I was at in life.
Yeah.
And this was about a year ago, and so we didn't break up. Took a break. Like I just needed time to think.
I hate taking breaks.
And
I just count that a breakup.
I know that's what she says too. I'm like, whatever. I didn't break up with you. That was not like, but whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I just needed time to like, just think about like what was going on for me, because I was just very confused.
Yeah, which is fair.
And it wasn't like I was falling out of love with her. I was just so confused with what I should do, what my future looks like.
Is
Like
she a part of that future?
exactly, what does our future look like? What is she gonna like? Everything, you
Which
know?
hits.
Overthinking.
And that's when relationships like end.
Yes.
Is when you hit that part of like, are you there? Because especially once you find out their flaws. I mean, you hit the honeymoon stage, beautiful.
You're telling me.
and then you get out of it and you're like, man,
Yes.
you are,
Yeah.
like, could you chew any louder when you eat? Like, Jiminy Christmas,
Yep.
man, I gotta,
It's crazy.
yeah, most people don't make it past
Because it's
that.
like a flip too.
It is.
It's like you got like a good, like we got 6 months, I'd say, of just like, oh my gosh, you're the best thing
Yeah.
that's ever happened ever. And then after that, I was
oh
like,
my gosh. Yes.
shut the.
You're
Are
like,
you talking to me right now?
you're like, dude, I swear if I see you one more day this week,
Yes,
I'm
dude.
committing assault somewhere.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like,
That's
yeah,
what it
dude.
is. It's crazy, and that's,
Dude.
and I feel like that's like almost a false flag,
Yes.
because you get that, and you're like, well, what if there's probably
Yes.
another girl out there that would do that was I think that was what changed me the most for when we took a break was like, okay, will this be the woman that I spend the rest of my life with? And then I thought, no. If I get a new relationship,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have the same problems.
You are.
I'm gonna have the exact same
It's very
problems.
smart you think of that.
Different. It's gonna be like worded differently,
Yeah.
but they'll be the same
The
problems.
same things. Yes.
And then I was like, no. I don't want her to start. I love this woman,
yes.
and that was it.
So smart because most kids don't realize
Mm-hmm.
that. I've had plenty of times, because most people get far in their life and then like, wait a minute, it's the same thing over and again. I might as well just settle down. And you're like,
Yeah.
but you lost so many people that you could have built story. Because here's my
sure.
thing. If I know I'm going to marry someone,
Mm-hmm.
I would want to meet them younger so I have more time.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you get to the end, you're like, man, I wish I had more time. Or like,
And that's the thing that like I'll bring up. Sorry to cut you off.
no, you're good.
You ever seen The Office?
Minimally.
TV show?
I had a friend who was really big in the office.
I was really big in The Office.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
But they did their like main relationship on that show.
Yes, the I don't know their names, but I know who you're
Pam and Jem.
talking- Yes, yes.
They did an episode where they were like just doing something normally, and they were like, "What story have you not told me?" You know,
Interesting.
like what do I not know?
about
Like I think I know everything about you.
Yeah, but then you
Like
find
they've
out
been
somebody
together,
knows
they've been talking, so you know.
Yeah.
And I don't remember exactly what they went on in that episode, but it was like that's the opposite of it. It's like, oh well, what if I don't want to spend the rest of my life with this person? Who knows? And then you get to, oh, I'm spending the rest of my life with this. You get to a certain point, you go, what don't? Like, what is there new,
Dude.
What can we do new?
that old people demonstrate that the best. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you talk to like old relationships that like actually made it, they're like 90 or something, like, oh, that old fart, we don't
Yeah.
like that guy.
Yeah.
You're like, your grandpa is so stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh, is your grandpa talking again? And then but then you listen to it and like, oh man, I love this story about
Mm-hmm.
your grandpa. And you're like, how did you? It's once they jump over the barrier where it's like, I can't leave you.
Yes.
And that's why, like, I hate using the word breakup in relationships, and I have rules that I won't list because we're in a church right now. But I have, like, basically, unless you commit these illegal things, or my main
Right.
rule that I live by is if I've consistently told you and, like, talked to you about something that we both agree you should improve on, and then you don't make any change
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. That's a big thing.
That's my thing. Because if I'm a massive growth guy, I don't know if you know the difference between growth mindset and fixed mindset.
Yeah, I used to hate it.
Fixed mindsets drive me wild.
Yes, dude.
But I'm a heavy growth mindset. I hate where I'm at, and I always need to improve.
Yeah.
And if I have someone who's a fixed mindset, I could never do that. Someone who doesn't push me either.
It's like you're trying to swim and you got a rock tied to your foot.
Yes, it's so.
Yes.
You're
It's an anchor.
choosing to tie yourself back.
Yeah, because part of you is also interwoven in that.
Has
So
to
it's
be.
like that
Yeah.
pulls some of you down, and if it pulls some of you down, the percentage chance of the rest of you going down is a lot higher.
So high. Well, and the
Yeah.
chances of you going up is impossible.
Exactly.
Because in order to make it to the top of a chain, you're fighting an industry where probability is on it. I mean, you're fighting
You're fighting a world of
everything.
everything against you.
Yes, you have to stand out.
That's a dangerous thing
Yes.
to think.
But
You can't be the victim. But
in a sense,
it's
you
not,
are.
there's no path carved. You have to carve your own path.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to. You're practically John Henry beating through a mountain. trying to
Yeah,
get it.
pretty much.
And so with that, giving yourself things that are holding you back is so difficult.
Yes.
And that has been crazy story in my life because the things that held me back were the things I wanted to keep
Right.
on a very interesting level.
That is a
And-
weird thing.
And here's what I'll say. When I talk about something like this, I feel like I sound like a lot of people, but I'm gonna change the narrative because a lot of people I hear it's like, oh man, phone, it was holding me back.
Yeah.
Oh man, drinking was holding me back. And I was like, but you could give those up.
Right.
For me, it was my family. My parents and my siblings were going through some crazy times. And I had to look at my mom and say, I'm sorry, I don't respect what you're doing or who you are. Bye.
Which is,
I like basically lived on my own from the age of 16.
wow.
And I was like, and that was hard.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
repair that relationship with my parents until about a year ago.
Congrats.
And that was something where now I see them once a week. Now I'm like, you know what? One day I'm going to wish I had seen you more.
Right.
One of us is going to pass, and we're going to wish we had been there more.
Yeah.
And so I need to be around to do that.
That's a hard thing to recognize.
Yes. And it took me a while.
Yeah.
Well, it took me the years of like, because they're not perfect people, and they failed
No
a
one
lot,
is.
and they sinned. And when hard things fell down on them, they also didn't know how to manage it. And hitting that age where I then sat back and realized, wait a minute, they're screwed up.
Right.
They've messed up big, and but it fell on me. Their consequence fell on me.
Yeah.
When the family fell apart, the only person who didn't go ballistic was me. I was actually the only person who like instilled the knowledge and was like, wait a minute, I need to become better.
Yeah.
That was the big old, because before that I was like, I'm gonna break, and I wanted the attention so bad, so I would disobey. I was a horrible kid. I was the kid. I'd go to my grandparents' house. I covered all their furniture, white furniture, in Sharpie.
Nice.
I would wake up at 3 a.m. I'd steal food and ice cream and feed it to my siblings, and then my dad would give me spankings. I would turn around and go, "Is that all you got?"
Yeah.
That was me.
You just push.
Oh my
push.
gosh, dude, I was so
Poke
good.
the bear. Poke the bear.
I was good.
Yeah.
I was amazing.
I was very similar to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was a pretty rough kid. Like
yeah.
my parents, like, I was a kid that my parents had to do something extra to have me.
Yeah.
You know, it was like one of those whatever they're called. I don't remember.
Okay.
Either way, they paid a lot of money for me. They wanted me.
Yeah.
And then I came out and raised hell. You know, it's
You're like, I'm getting back at you.
So like now I'm looking back and I'm going, I'm sorry.
I'm so
You guys paid a lot of money. You wanted me really bad. I came out and I just threw everything.
hell.
Yeah.
Dude.
I used to get, my mom loves the story. I used to get angry and do things and get in trouble. And so there was a point where she had to switch the lock on my door to the outside because I was just a little asshole.
Yeah.
And I guess I would throw every toy in my room at the door because I was mad.
Yeah.
So like our first house, or my first house,
Yeah.
there's like a ton of nicks in the door from me just chucking toys. She said at one point I threw so many toys. Every time I threw a toy, she'd take it away. At one point, I had a bed and a dresser in my room.
Oh man, I
that
never hit
was
that
it.
point. I never hit that point. Thank God.
But yeah, I could see where you're
yeah.
coming from. Yeah, you just,
Dude. it was
and like
fun.
you said, growth mindset.
I had
My
to.
parents used to say that all the time. I'm like, screw you.
Dude,
I
I
don't want to hear it.
It's one of those things that once you learn it, you know. Okay, like
Yes.
for instance, here's an example. I just found a Bible verse recently that I was reading through. I was doing a book study about the Bible or whatever, like a biblical. I'm reading Mere Christianity, actually. Great book. You should check it out sometime, especially as a non-Christian. It's C.S. Lewis summing up the mere version of Christianity. He's saying, look, not using biblical theology, not using anything you need the Bible from or anything that we believe that you don't believe as an atheist or whatever it is.
Right.
He goes, just using philosophy and just logic, I'm going to prove that God exists in the mere version of what all denominations of Christianity believe. Anyway, in there, he was giving some reference verses of like, well, if you believe this, this is what this is talking about.
Yeah.
And one of the verses was Romans 1:22, which said, claiming to be wise, they became fools.
Yeah.
And that hit, I was like, and that was last week, and I hit that, I was like, because I've been there, where I was like, I'm so much smarter, and you hit that point, you're like, please forgive me, I was wrong.
I'm curious, when you say that I'm so much, did you say that or did you just think that?
Like that I was
Like,
wise.
yeah, if you were better
Both.
than someone else.
So when at first it depends on the relationship.
Yeah.
I oftentimes didn't say that, but I came across as so
Okay, I got you.
arrogant.
Yeah.
And
So it bled through.
oh my gosh, to a heavy extent.
Right.
Like all my friends knew me as arrogant, cocky. I
Right.
lost a lot of friends due to that. And I was like, honestly, I don't need you. Like, why would I be around? I was so arrogant. And then, but it mostly came out in my parents. When my dad or my mom would try and have a conversation, they go, Noah, I think what you're doing is wrong. And I said, what do you know? Look at your financial level and tell me you know how to get rich. And crazy level to look at the people you should be respecting and saying, you are dumb.
Yeah.
I don't care about your thought process. Now I try and listen. I'm not going to say I'm perfect, and I apologize, Mom, if you do find this podcast. Because like I was sitting in the car and I'm like speeding. I'm like, oh, it's not that fast. You might just be a little wimp. And she's like, Noah, it is fast. You need to listen. I'm like, yeah, if you're a wimp. And I'm like, I like speed anyway. So I'm not going to claim to be over that yet. And there's definitely a lot of me that like hears people's information and I go, what do you know?
Yeah.
Which is a horrible standard to base people off of. Actually, it sounds like your entire podcast is based off of not living by that mindset. So
A little bit.
yeah, so but I understand that's a milestone where sometimes I go, you know what, I need to step back. But it's great. The job I'm in right now, I got hired not because I'm smart, but because I'm willing to work hard.
Yeah.
And that's it. And so I'm the dumbest guy on the workforce. I work for a company called National Construction Services. They're based out of here in Mohammed. Nobody really knows about them because we're so busy, we don't need to market.
Right.
We do a lot of like
nice.
city-wise contracting and then a lot of private contracting. But we have licensing for every single thing on the planet besides plumbing. Like we literally have everything from electrical to machine operating to crane operating to co-pilot's license. So if you'd like to co-pilot a plane, go crazy, I guess.
Wow.
We just don't have plumbing, but we still know what we're doing. We just didn't renew our plumbing license because we don't care.
Who wants to
We
plumb?
hired it out.
I mean.
Well, we hired it out. Well, it sucks because our plumbing guys are subpar. Gail and Coy, if you hear this, step up, dude. We were working in Danville on a project, and they're working, and then they were like twisted the toilet too far, and they busted a pipe in the basement. We, being helpful, went down to go fix the pipe for them and help them with it. Mm-hmm. They left. All their tools there, they just left. We were like, okay, lunch break. Never saw them again.
Wow.
They left all their tools there.
Well, just screw everything up and run.
Why? What brings you to that point? Like what thought process was that? Was my thing. It's like what in your head was like that is a good idea?
That always blows my mind because I always when people do stuff like that, I always resort to, oh, you must not think about anyone else but yourself.
That's not mine. Which is weird. I always pop into a thought process of what was in their head that made them want to do that. Like when I'm like, that's why like a movie like The Joker with Joaquin Phoenix speaks to me because I'm like, it gave you a story of like how he came to be that. So like, and it's really weird to think about that because I look at really, really demented
I get what you're saying. Like that was a baby one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how'd you come to this?
Yeah.
How'd you get here?
And I think that's partially because the reason I'm at where I'm at now, like, I had a friend, I'm not going to name drop anything, but a friend who came out recently, he was like, well, I feel like your personality is great. You've had a great glow up in this. And I was like, but that didn't happen overnight.
Right.
Like I was drop kicked down every single stairwell I tried to walk up to. And that's where I'm at now. So all these people look at me like I didn't put in any work.
They don't see everything.
I don't even have success and I was beaten up. You know what I mean?
Right.
And a lot of people look up to that. And unfortunately, I'm in a place where I say unfortunately, it's a great thing. It's a great evangelism. I'm really good at understanding sorrows and being able to be very empathetic and understand where you're coming from.
That's what a good skill.
Great, because a lot of people love, dude, I call myself like the negative circle because everyone comes in like, dude, my life sucks. And I had actually a really difficult conversation. I was like, how am I supposed to find any way of being happy if all I ever hear is everyone else's hardships?
Negativity is a crazy thing.
And I was like, I'm so depressed because everywhere I go, life is gloomy. And that's where NF really shined for me. So getting back to the music conversation at the beginning, NF really shined because I didn't have anyone to talk to and it felt like I had someone to talk to. So I still listen to like my favorite NF song, and I listen to this all the time. Check it out, but just a warning, it is really sad. It's Hate Myself by NF from his Search album. Beautiful song. But anyway, like that broached in, and that was like, people were coming and confessing all these things. Yeah. And it was like, wow, like that is crazy. Now, a lot of times people confess things that I'm like, it's not that tough. Yeah. Like just to be honest with you, stopping drinking soda for a week is not the end of the world, dude. I was like, you're gonna survive. I'm really sorry to tell you.
Yeah. No, I know.
You grew up in Muhammad. I know you got a nice, wealthy, white family who takes care of you and is privileged, and I'm going to leave it at that before I continue any farther, but it's not that bad. Yeah. And I was like, maybe you got to lock in a little bit, but you can't say that, obviously. Right. Especially, so now I'm at the place in my life, it's great. I was actually just having a conversation about this today, so it's pretty cool. I'm at the conversation where the people who know me think I'm really cool, and they get to know me, and the people who don't know me think I'm mysterious and weird, and they want to stay away. And I love it that way, because I don't want to talk to more people. Right. Like, if you come and talk to me, it's great. It's an evangelistic opportunity. And it's cool to get to know new people. But my schedule is so busy as it is. Right. And the greatest part about being in a place where only the people who know me come and talk to me, and then occasionally God will lead someone to me to come talk to, is I have so genuine conversations. I was actually just talking to someone recently, and she was like, why are you asking me all these deep questions? Like, I feel like I'm getting grilled right now. And I was like, I apologize. I hate surface level conversations. I need to have deep conversations. And it's so true. Because now, like, there's so many people, let's say, like, let's use her as an example. Like, they might not know her. Like, they know her for a surface level, some joke that was made at work or whatever it was. But the depth of thought process I know, and especially using a psychological lens where I can then sit there and say, oh, she responds to things in this way, that's cool. And even if you're not shooting for a relationship, just understanding how this person functions and why they do what they do. And she's a big Christian, so now getting to understand, well, how did you come to that? What made you, Because I have another friend, and she was like, I feel really, really bad that I can't speak to people who've gone through hard times because I didn't. I was born, my parents raised me well, I went to church, and I love Christ. And she goes, I feel like my evangelistic potential has been lowered because I can't communicate with people who struggled.
Right.
And so for me, that's so cool because I cannot see how you see someone homeless on the side of the street and you don't go, what got them there?
Yeah.
That's me. Like, I look at the homeless guy and I'm like, I bet you he did this and this and this. Or
Right.
this beat him down and now he has this mentality.
Yeah.
And so that confuses me. So talking to someone like that is weird
I understand.
to
yeah.
me. Like, I understand I got to take a step back, but like I can't fully conceptualize
Yeah.
not questioning absolutely everything. Like,
Yeah.
philosophy is awesome. I have a guy, shout out to my boy Miles. He comes over on Thursday. He actually runs my marketing for my music too. So anything you see
cool.
on my Instagram, he posts all that. So I have something like, yeah, I saw you post your song. I was like, yeah, I did that. That was awesome.
That's cool.
But he runs that. But he comes over and we just talk philosophy.
Yeah.
And if we don't have
so special.
If we don't have a concept, I'll just boot up a song by like Noah Kahn does a great job of this. I'll boot up some of his
just
lyrics and I just like, we break down
analyze
the
it.
lyric.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we just talk. It's
pretty
We
cool.
get some deep conversations. Every single week we're like, all right, time's over, bro. You got to leave before one of us cries. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
But it's deep.
That's
If
awesome.
you just question. And sometimes you get in the deep conversations where you're like, well, why? Well, why do we do that? And then sometimes you get in like, why did you feel like that?
Right.
And it's different. Also, if you hear that in the background, I'm pretty sure they're doing something like the sanctuary or something.
I don't think it'll catch it.
Okay, I hope not. I don't know.
Even if it
We're-
does, it don't
for
matter.
reference, we're at my church right now, which is great. I go to Grace Church of Muhammad. You should definitely completely check it out. And I'm here if you meet me here. I'll be nice. I'm usually here. But great church, awesome church. There's so
Sick
much history.
church.
Yeah, we got Roman armor here. We have like a map of, I want to say Jerusalem. Don't quote me on that. I'm not very good on biblical
They've got some pretty
geography.
cool stuff.
Yeah.
I got a
It's-
little tour. It's nice.
And it's preaching is really, really good. Finding a church like that is very difficult. In the community,
Yeah, for sure.
I will say Muhammad's community principles struggle a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know how great it is. You're Villa Grove, right? Muhammad struggles a lot with like cliques and forming into small packs.
Oh yeah.
And I see that a little bit in our church, but you can definitely fit in. And if you find me, I'll squeeze you into a group. I absolutely love. That's like my favorite thing is I hate when people look like outliers because I
Yeah.
used to be that outlier.
Right.
And shout out to my friend Blake. He's in college right now. And when he saw me by myself, he was like, "Hey, you want a friend?" And I was like, "That would be awesome, dude."
Yeah.
He also helped me with keeping my life, which was great because he was incredibly beneficial. So Blake, if you ever see this, you're an absolute G. His parents are awesome too. When I didn't have a place to stay, I slept on his floor for a day or whatever it
wow.
was. That was
That's
great.
cool.
But yeah, this church is completely awesome, and I got so much history behind this church that we're so off conversation. You and I are like ADHD.
Yeah, dude. That's, I started this podcast and I was like, yeah, I just want to talk. Like, I want to talk to people and get to. And then I realized as you're talking to me, I'm also thinking of 30 different questions or 30 different things stories to relate to whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, I
And
have
every story,
such
I'm
a
like,
hard
oh my
time.
gosh. I'm like, dude. So like, I could go on about this church. Here, you know what? Screw it. I'll go on about the church.
Yeah.
We'll be having future episodes soon because
Yeah,
I need to
dude.
get to know you better. Anyway, it's crazy. This church, actually, my parents got married at this church.
Oh, that's cool.
So my mom grew up in Muhammad. I didn't even know there was this much history until I moved back. And I was like, what? That's kind of crazy. Because I'm pretty sure I'm a little slow, so don't quote me on this. Pretty sure I was born in Urbana. We lived there for like a few years before we moved to Bloomington, Normal. And then we stayed a few weeks in like New York and stuff in preparation for moving to Berlin. We moved and stayed in Berlin for 4 years. That was fun because I didn't know any German at all. No
fun.
preparation. For first grade, just tossed me in. And they were like, have fun. I was actually fluent at one point. I'm not anymore.
Wow.
But I was fluent. It was great. So anyway, I moved back from that, and it was cool because I moved to Muhammad because they were like, well, we got a nice school system, whatever it was. I moved into townhouse, whatever. And that's where I've been since. I mean, my mom moved out, whatever, and then my dad still lives in Muhammad. It's cool. We've got a lot of family around here. But my parents got married at this church, apparently.
That's pretty cool.
Because my mom went to this church growing up. And apparently they had some difficulties with whatever at the time. But I came to this church not knowing this. I came to this church because I was like, look, I'm going to Stratford Park Bible Chapel, which is great.
Did you come here just on your own, or did someone suggest that you'd come here?
I came here on my own because it was
Wow.
the biggest church in Muhammad. That was it.
Just because you were looking for...
So I was at Stratford Park and I was with my parents. I was like, this isn't my faith. I was like, it's not mine. I was like, I come to church and I feel like I'm going because my dad tells me I need to go.
Right.
And that just feels stupid. So
Yeah.
I went to my own church and I was like, I want this to be my faith, especially if I claim to be Christian. It's like claiming to be a musician and never make music.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
I know.
Which, don't check out my account. I have like 2.5 albums uploaded right now. There is one song out, but don't listen to it. It's horrid.
That's so funny.
But I came to this church looking for that. And then I was like, oh yeah. And then my mom was like, oh yeah, well, we got married there. And I was like,
Whoa.
word? And they were like, yeah, your grandpa was like part of that and that. And I was like, word? And then my grandma was like, yeah, I led the ministries and this person led this. And I was like, that is so cool. And so now if I ask some of the not young folks here about my grandparents, they're like, oh my gosh, I know your grandpa, because my grandpa is the best dude on planet Earth. Search up J. Gary Eden, literally the embodiment of what a Christian should live their life like. So check him out. He is the only person on planet Earth I look up to at all. I hate looking up to people because everyone's imperfect, but my grandpa is an absolute dime of an individual. So J. Gary Eden is an absolute awesome. But he, anyway, this church, I came here looking for that, and I kind of weaseled my way in. I'd gone to the youth group like once or twice, and so now I'd been going for a little bit. At this time, I had been going for like half a year. I'd been going to the youth group, so I was like, you know what, why not, right? So I showed up here, and I sat by myself in the front, and then eventually I kind of just stayed, and then eventually made friends. And so I'd go to, and it's nice now because I've kind of made my way to find that a lot of the elders here mildly respect me. I'm not going to say I have like full respect. I think oftentimes they see a very interesting kid. And I did have a point in my life where I had talked to a guy here for honestly like the first time. His name's Josh Powell. He's also a great guy. When our worship pastor fell out, he took his place. That's cool. As a momentary, just because we needed someone. Right. Great voice, great job playing guitar. He did an awesome job too. I mean, a lot of people would step in and you're like,
that seems like a pretty, it's a high up there thing
he's still working
just walk into.
Yeah, now we got Andy Korb. Andy has been doing a crazy job. Anyway, just shout out to my church. They're awesome. They're cool. But I was talking to Josh and I was like, yeah, I don't know how we got to this, because I'm not the guy that like busts open with like deep feelings the first time I meet someone. But I looked at him, I was like, yeah, I just feel like a bum. I feel empty. I feel this and this. He was like, okay, here's the people you got to talk to. And he just gave me a list of names, and I was like, you know what? I'll listen to them. I hate talking about my problems, but I'll do it. So I contacted all these people. All but one of them got back to me. No name call out, but I still remember you, by the way.
Never forget.
Dude, I don't. But I talked to this one guy, but I talked to all these guys, and I was like, yeah, my life sucks. And that's the first thing they ever found out about me. There's this one guy I loved.
That's a great judge a book by its cover.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, my life sucks. It's whatever.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'm crazy. Well, and once you hear this comment, I was talking to this dude. I met with him at Yo-Yo's. It was early, like butt crack of dawn. It was there. And
Nice.
And I'm talking to him, and I was like, yeah. And we're talking. He looks at me, he goes, Noah, here's the thing. Most kids your age try to be older than they are. Like they're 18 and they want to be 20. They want to be, out of the high school phase. And then once you're in college, you're like, oh, I want to be a little bit older, so I'm out of that. And then and he's like, you're never living today. He goes, no, you're really weird because you're already retired in your mind and you're on your deathbed right now. He's like, why are you trying to die so darn bad? He was like, just live life.
Yeah.
Because like for me, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have a family, kids, life, and this is the legacy I'd like to leave behind.
Right.
And that's what I'm working backwards.
I see.
And he was like, that is so stupid. And that's all he knows me as. So
Nice.
If you ever meet him, and I thought that was the funniest thing ever. And I've remembered that to this day too. It's awesome. So honestly, you know what? Screw it. We'll name shout. Jeff Creel, you're awesome. Love the fact that you gave me your morning to talk about that. But you're 100% right. I live as if I'm 65 years old.
You're a
almost
goofball,
80.
man.
I'm
not gonna name drop. Screw it. I'll say like 10 people's names.
You know what? No. Well, okay. If I'm proud,
love it.
if I'm proud of what I'm admitting,
Yeah.
I'll shout their name out because
Yeah.
some people deserve some trophies.
Oh,
I got
for
some
sure.
monumental people in my life, and I would not be sitting anywhere close to where I am now.
That's
without
good.
them.
No, I like that you're shouting out the people who impacted you. That's
I
nice. Good people.
Oh my gosh, amazing people who are beneficial. Because there's been a lot of horrible people.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
I've had some great friends that I left because they started doing some things that I'm not going to talk about out of respect for my church, but they started doing some crazy illegal things.
Yeah.
And they influenced me to do illegal things. And the main thing that got me away from them, which is funny because they were doing illegal things, and the main thing that got me away was not the illegal things, but the fact that I wanted to achieve greater, and I knew I wasn't going to do that in this circle.
Right.
Which was honestly the scariest thought, is that I'd still be where I'm at today. So anyway, whole nother concept. Man, I got so much to talk about.
You're made for this, dude. You're the first guest that I've just been like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't even have to do anything.
No,
I
I
just
told
smile.
you. I told you you're gonna have
No,
to
that's
stop me
perfect.
from talking because I'll go for the
go.
next 4 generations. That, or I'll keep you talking for decades.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But-
that's a skill that is one of the. I mean, social skills.
Yes.
Are so incredibly important. We're a social creature.
Yes.
Like you have to.
You have to. But
You
the
know-
funny thing is, mine were forged.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if yours were the same. Like, have you always been gifted to talk to people?
No. Actually, the biggest thing that opened me up was doing the podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
that's
I've always
a weird way to start talking to people.
It is. It's weird. I've always liked talking to people. I found that I like talking to people I know. Talking to random people is like, I'm a very introverted person. I like to
am
be
as well.
at home. I don't want to be anywhere else. I don't want to be in a group of people I don't know.
I get tired in the morning thinking I'm gonna have to text someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Same
I like
here.
waking up. I'm like, oh,
Yes.
darn it, people exist.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'd like
not
to
being
just do my
disrespectful
own
or
thing.
anything to anyone who's listening to this, but
No.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like you just dread every social thing
Yes.
that comes your way.
I'm so tired. And it's
Yeah. Do you I
crazy
talk a lot
facade.
about a social battery.
Yes.
I go off that all the time. I'm like, dude, I can't. I can't
completely gone.
communicate right now. It's
Yeah.
not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like you're not. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Dude, and I'll tell you what, when I lay down for rest, for multiple reasons, but that social battery, it kicks me. I could sleep.
Yeah, dude.
That's why I actually had a girlfriend. I won't shout any names out for real this time. But she did not like the fact that she wanted to go hang out with friends. And I was like, dude, I want to sleep.
Yeah.
I was like, can we just not
Yeah.
do things? I was like, to be fair, I also average like 2 to 4 hours of sleep a night.
Dude.
On top of that, so it's like it's back behind that, but I
Yeah.
also have no social battery,
Right.
and most of that is me being around people.
Right.
So like for like average, I gotta apologize to my friend Micah, absolute baller, but I was going to the gym with him, and I actually just called it off because I had to up my sleep to 2 hours. I was gonna start hitting about half an
Dude,
hour of sleep.
You're crazy.
But I hit him and I was like, dude, I'm so sorry, but I can't keep. But I was going to the gym 4:30 in the morning. I'm not doing that in the morning, but that was the only time we could both go, because then I would go, I'd leave. And I go to construction job, and I work a construction job. I mean, we're contractors, so we do everything under the sun.
Right.
I'm like hauling 80-pound bags around, it's whatever. So I mean, it gets you pretty tired. And
Yeah.
I work that. I'm done. Let's say we try and keep it a 9 to 5, but that's a ballpark.
Yeah.
After that, I
If
come
the job's
back.
got to be done, the job's got to be done.
It does. Yes, and we're private. We're just a family, so we can keep
Right.
it like that.
Right.
Now, sometimes I can leave early. And sometimes I just do leave early. Like if I have to leave early, I'm like, hey, I'm really sorry, guys. I got to drive off. They're
Yeah.
really chill.
Yeah, that's nice.
And shout out to National
nice.
Construction Services. Great guys. They're really cool. But then I would go from that to, let's say, 1 to 2 meetings with either church meetings. So like Wednesdays, I lead with the junior high youth group. You either have musical meetings, so I'd go meet with like my producer, or I'd meet with some sort of networking event to get more creativity inspiration, more philosophical
That's so
inspiration.
nutty.
Or I would meet, there's so many things. Or I would meet with like a
You
relationship.
ever heard of
one.
the thing like the word balance?
I saw that one time and I was like, I don't really like you, and I closed the door. I can't do balance.
Yeah.
There was one point in my life where I tried to shoot for balance, and then I just realized, I was like, winning is just without the balance. I can't. First off, I feel like a horrible
if
person.
you have a winner's mindset, there is no
No.
balance.
For instance, I have been sick, and so I spent one day where I was like, you know what, I was supposed to be making music tonight. I'm going to sleep for tonight. I was like, I'll give myself 1 night's of rest. I threw up the last 4 nights. I think I can stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
can sleep once.
Right.
And I slept, and I felt like such a bum. I was like, I need to be making music.
Dang, dude.
I can't do it.
That's crazy. I'm
And-
the opposite.
Oh.
Complete and total opposite. I'd rather just be lazy and do nothing all day.
Like I get it, and there's a lot of times where like I want to be lazy, but as soon as I'm in that lazy moment, I can't do
You
it.
just feel like, this is wrong.
Like I'll come back and I'll talk to my friends, and I'm like, why am I talking to you? I should be working.
That's, yeah. Isn't this, it's so weird that you
Yeah.
meet, people are complete, like my dad's like that.
Yeah.
Like, so I grew up, and my mom's more of like I just want to chill.
Yeah.
I just want to hang out.
Yeah.
You know? And so like dad is like, what is wrong
Yeah,
with you,
like,
dude?
how can you not work?
Yeah.
And it makes me
Exactly.
feel, well, and for me, it's hard because then I want to judge my friends too.
Yeah.
And I look at my friends, I'm like, how are you not? That's also like why I respect Russell to the max, because he's like that workaholic too.
I worked with him for a few days, and I was like, dude, you got to chill out a little bit here.
He's a little random though. He hit me up one morning, he was like, yo, you want to go like get a trailer in Indiana? And I was like,
I know, he is.
I was like, sure. So I called off work and I went to Indiana with him.
That's cool.
Because I have a few categories I go into that I need to prioritize. And this is my balance, by the way. I need to make sure to hit this quota. So I think you need to find a few things in life that you prioritize.
Yeah.
And that's it. You can't prioritize everything. And that's what people try and do. Is
So
they
like,
prioritize.
what do you say when you, like, because a lot of people just have to prioritize the things that they're forced to prioritize. So are you talking like things that you don't have to prioritize, that you should be
Yes.
picking?
Yes.
Instead of the things that, like, you have to eat. Like,
Exactly.
You can't, You have to go work.
So I have
you have
X
to
amount
live.
of free time. How do
Yeah,
I
yeah.
fill X amount
Right,
of free
okay.
time? And so mine would be spiritual. There is a certain amount of my free time that needs to be filled with spiritual, regardless of if I want to or not. Like, God has done so much for my life, and if I give you my testimony that is absolutely astronomical, which I guess technically you qualify. Do you know what a testimony is? Testimony is your story of your relationship with Christ.
Okay.
And like how God worked through your life to bring you to Him. And then what a lot of people get wrong about Christianity and their testimonies is your testimony goes past when you come to Christ and also how He used you as well. Because a lot of people think, oh, it ended when you got baptized. And it's like, well, no, because the struggle didn't stop.
Right.
You didn't just like,
Yeah, you were always wrestling.
just because you came to Christ doesn't mean suddenly your life became all, rainbows and sunshine.
Yeah.
So spiritual is a heavy one. Relationships is out there. So whether that's family. So like I will see my mom and my dad once a week. My brother, I see him once a week. My friends, I make time to see them about like once a month. But I like to, like when Russell hit me up, he was like, Trailer, I was like, you know what? I'll make
need
that.
to- yeah,
Because
right.
he's cool. And I was like, that's my way of showing you. And so if you've ever read the signs of, what is it, like appreciation or whatever it is, signs of like love and affection. There's basically different ways you show someone you care about them.
Yeah.
And one of those is quality time. And so what
Yeah.
I do is I will give you my time.
Right.
Difficulty is finding out that not everyone receives love that same way. But
Yeah.
that's what I will do. Like I will
Yes.
put you, and this was hard for my mom to accept, is me scheduling you into my calendar is me showing you love.
Right.
That right there is a massive chunk. I should be
Yes.
working,
Yeah.
and I cut out that time to say I will do nothing and watch Harry Potter with you for an hour and a half.
Right.
That's it. That's a gift right
Yeah.
there. I was like, you are getting a blessing. I was like, my friends don't see me. Like I live with two guys, and they see me once every other day.
Yeah.
If that.
So
You know
this
what I
is a
mean?
big deal kind of for me.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, it's not a big deal for everyone, but for who you are, it's a big
Exactly.
deal. Yes.
And so spiritual, relationship, and then like growth. So whether that's like working,
Just always
like-
improving.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
there's
yeah.
music, there's research, there's psychology, there's
like
all that
that.
stuff. So there's those.
Yeah.
And so like the health aspect of it is something I definitely struggle with. I like to joke with a lot of people that I'm going to die at 28,
Yeah.
which
I
is
know. I
not
tell Russell
completely
that too. I'm like, dude, you gotta sleep on.
Yeah. Okay, because I barely sleep.
Yeah.
My eating is so whack, especially because I've completely accepted the fact that finances, I do not care. You can
Yeah.
make me as poor in the world and I would still work. You can make me as rich as possible and I would still work.
Right.
That's not true. If I get to a
You
certain
gotta stay
age,
busy.
yes, I'm concerned because once I hit a certain age, I'm gonna want to spend my entire life with my wife and my kids.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to give up work.
Yeah, that's where the balance act comes in. That's the thing. Like
Yeah.
right now is perfect for you to just fucking chase everything
Yeah.
you can, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you get a family, and that's not because you literally cannot do that.
No.
If you want to be a good dad, a good husband,
I want to include my kids in what I do. I would
Yes.
love that. Like,
I know,
it's
dude.
a
I always
bad,
think about
bad
that.
example for church purposes, but I'm a big Eminem fan. He is
Yeah.
insane at lyricism, and you can debate me on this. Nobody's ever rapped as good as Eminem has. Like from a breaking down rap schemes rise,
Yeah,
he is the most technical rapper you will find anywhere on the globe. I know his new stuff kind of sounds whack, but listen to it in the
Yeah.
bars. He said he had a line where he goes, "Nightmare will end Monroe," and he somehow, I was like, how did you bridge "Nightmare will end" into Monroe?
Right.
I was like, calm down.
You
Like, dude, someone needs to put you down. Just putting that out there, you're lethal to all of us. Where was I going with that?
I don't know, but I think Mac Miller is up there too.
Here's the thing. I know
You don't
Mac
know-
Miller's great. I haven't listened to him a lot.
Yeah.
I have like 4 of his songs.
Dig
My
in.
top 5 when it comes to rappers, directly
Yeah,
rappers.
hit me.
Now, this is very controversial. Not agreed upon. All right. So now
your
Eminem.
opinion.
Exactly. I love Tyler, the Creator, had an interview where he was like, I hate it when people come up and they're like, Wu-Tang Clan. It's like, dude, you're 5. You're not listening to Wu-Tang Clan. Calm down. Which Wu-Tang Clan is great. But I was like, he was like, what is personal to you? So I have my list for what's personal to me.
Yep.
Eminem, and this is in no particular order. Eminem, J.I.D., NF,
Love Jid.
J. Cole,
Love J.
and Nas. That's my top 5 most talented rappers of all time.
Dang. So you fall. I can't say that because I don't categorize them as like, okay, these are the best.
Yes.
I go out like, okay, what songs can I listen to, or what albums can I listen to? And every time
Love it.
I go, this is a good song, and it gets me hyped up.
NF's album, The Search, gotta put it out there. Listen to NF. NF, if you hear this, please, I would die for a feature. But Jiminy Christmas, every time you listen to it, you're like,
Yes.
Dude, you are like crashing out. I gotta throw a chair or something, bro,
Yeah.
and shed a tear. It's sad.
Yeah.
But dude, there's some, or like
That's
the
the most beautiful
off-season
thing.
J. Cole. Off-season J. Cole is crazy. I will say one thing, Eminem. I gotta be careful how much I listen to Eminem because I can definitely see he controls the way. Like I'm writing a song for my album. This is actually the first bit of information that you get about my album, so it's gonna be on your podcast.
Let's go.
I'm dropping an album sometime in January. We're gonna leave it anonymous.
Yeah.
But one of the songs on there, well, like the second half of the album is meant to feel very like evil. And the definition of evil is you know what's right and you intentionally choose what's wrong. So like if you see a grandma crossing the street and she needs help and you push her over.
Right.
Evil.
Evil.
Bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I need to research how to be evil and then how to display that through song. So I was researching evil poetry and then evil rap. Hence, I got to Eminem. I was researching, I went through different like doctoral and like government-based like studies on evil, which brought me to like, I can't think of the word now. Well, never mind.
You just describe it.
There's
I
a
might be able to
word
find it.
that talks about people who don't feel any like there's no like remorse for other people. They see their goal, and that's all they work for. And so it doesn't matter if they kill you in the way. I don't know if I can say that because we're at church right
Selfish?
now. Way bigger. It's a disability where the part of your brain that sees anything besides yourself as value.
Right.
It's off.
Like
It's
that one movie, that one Psycho.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Because that's that guy.
I'm on the verge of the
I
word.
can't think.
Psycho. No, psychopath.
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
Psychopath.
I want to say it's a psychopath. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So being a psychopath physically just means that your ability to see anything else's value is
Yeah.
wrong. You
Right.
just see, I want that, cool. And then
Right.
whatever steps in your way, steps in your way.
You gotta get there. Yeah.
Now, actually, the best portrayal, this is going to be fun, the best portrayal you can find in any cinematography of a psychopath is Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka
Is the-
I every time I remember watching that movie as a kid, and I'm like, this is not right.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
It's wrong, but
I
if you look
hate
at it,
I hate that movie.
there is a medical list that different countries will follow, and you have to check off a certain amount of check boxes to be qualified a psychopath.
Right.
Willy Wonka checks off all but like 2 of them.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. I always watch this movie. I'm like, no, this is not right.
Yeah.
There's something
He's
wrong
wrong.
about this.
I mean, it's a great movie, but he's
yeah,
wrong. He's
but
wrong.
he's crazy.
And if you
Yeah.
listen to their breakdown of it, like he's demented.
Yeah.
But but anyway, I was researching how to make it sound evil.
Yeah.
And I went to Eminem. I was like, how do you, especially the real Slim Shady LP, or like
Yeah.
that whole LP, the Shady LP. So evil. I mean,
You know,
you
I
have him,
don't like a lot of Eminem, but that one song where he tells a story of
the guy,
his fan,
Stan.
dude.
That song, I will tell you what.
Every time at the end, I just like goosebumps, hair, every
Okay.
time. And I'm not like a huge fan of Eminem.
Yeah,
you
I'll
know?
completely agree with that. I get to the end, I'm like,
Yo.
like the goosebumps is real. But I will say what, I think that song is overrated.
Yeah.
I listen to that song and I'm like, I don't know, like it comes on and that is one of the songs I skip. Same thing with like NF has, every time I talk to an NF fan, they love his song Story from my favorite NF album, Clouds, which is
Yeah.
an EP actually. But he dropped it and there's one song in that one that I never listened to and it's called Story. Great story. Like you get to the end the same and you have goosebumps. It's the
Right.
story of this person who's living a poor lifestyle. She's got not a great boyfriend. He's like drunk on the couch or something. And she goes and she's going to work and she stops by a gas station and someone goes in to rob the gas station. And she's in there and they find out she's in there and they go and put her at, they threaten her life. And it turns out it's her boyfriend. And you're like, whoa. Yeah. And he does a great job too. Like NF's storytelling ability, outlandish. His production, outlandish. And his cinematography. If you want to learn how to make great music videos, watch NF. He just dropped his new EP called Fear like a week ago.
Yeah.
The video he dropped for Fear, here's my first thing is, how did he find this location? He's in a mansion in the middle of nowhere. Like it reminds me of a woodland mansion from Minecraft.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're on like these mountains and there's just a mansion. I'm like, the best location of all time you could possibly find, because I'm gonna go on an NF rant here because
Go
I'm
in.
the biggest NF glazer
me.
you will find on the planet. NF has storyline woven through everything he does.
Right.
So
Everything connects.
everything.
Yeah.
And so this mansion on the new one, so Fear, the EP has a mansion burning down on the beginning of that, and that is great because like 4 albums before that, he had an album called Mansion, which talks about how his head is like a mansion and every room is filled with things that haunt him. And then eventually, as the story went on, he cleaned out his mansion and found hope. He got rid of fear.
Right.
He killed fear. He buried it. He buried fear, and he adapted hope. And so his newest album before Fear was Hope. He finally came to hope. His journey
cool.
led up to it.
Yeah.
He went from wearing all black to show that he was stuck in fear and in his head to cleaning out his mansion and feeling hope. And in the music video, he falls through the roof into the mansion. And he's in the mansion, he has the map, and you can see him figuring it out. In Fear, you can see darkness creep back in, and he can't. He's just not strong enough to lock the door. Fear walks in and takes the keys out of his hand.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
It's crazy. But he found the mansion. I was like, how did you find a mansion to get this video? I was like, that's so like.
How'd you get the perfect thing?
Dude, it's so cool. And he's got the craziest transition of all time. My friend Walt B would love this. He runs a recording studio on campus. I absolutely respect this dude. He's awesome. Check out the Safe Haven recording studio podcast, all of it. You'd like him a bunch too. But transition, dude, he hits it. He's like washing his hands in water. So you see him. He's like getting strung by ropes, they're attaching his limbs, and he's talking about the fact that he feels like he's so in his head that he can't control what he's doing anymore. Yeah. He's a victim to his own thoughts. He can't come out of it, and he's like held captive.
Yeah.
Very meaningful.
Very.
He hits a line that like strikes me with goosebumps every time I hear it. He goes, "Lost my grandma, what's the point?"
Yeah.
And he's sitting there, he's like, there's that point of like, what's the point? And little hint, I'm not supposed to drop any songs, I'm supposed to keep it ominous, but a song I will be releasing that I'm working on right now is called Waterless Well, just feeling empty and meaningless, and like, what's the point? And so he hit that, and I was already thinking of that song, I was like, I need you on the song. Anyway, so he's being strung up, and he's like a puppet, and he's lost, and then you go to the top, and it just transitions into somebody washing their hands with water, but the entire scene is in the bowl of water. I don't know how to explain it, but it's the cleanest transition I've ever seen in my life.
Cool.
I was like, dude, as a dude who has tried something like that before, you need to be put down. That is crazy, dude. I was like, whatever magic you found to do that, you talk to Harry Potter and Gandalf at the same time because you're crazy.
You're using dark forces. That's the only way possible.
It's not real.
Yeah.
So, NF, crazy shout out. One day when you get famous, I hope somebody finds this and they're like, yo, he's on there. I probably shouldn't because I was supposed to. Okay, so I've had a lot of weird shifts with my identity because my music brand is masked because I don't want people to know my music for me.
Yeah, right. It's its own thing.
And I want the music, and it's actually really cool. There's a lot of thought behind it.
Do you know Childish Gambino?
Yes.
Okay, that's kind of the same thing he did with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's a character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But my like logo, icon, whatever,
your
representation,
brand.
The brand, yes, is a silhouette of a man made out of shattered
your profile
glass.
picture.
Yes, if you look at my Instagram, it's a man made out of shattered, but it's a man made out of shattered glass. And this is supposed to reflect the fact that when you listen to my music, I reflect you. And I reflect everything else. But it's also a double entendre for when you look into the mirror, you're going to see two things. You're going to see yourself, right? And for me, when I look in the mirror, I see two things. I see who I want to be and everything about myself that I hate.
Right.
And that's what I paint out. So I'm shouting out so much, and it's probably great that we don't have a lot of content because not a lot of people should be hearing this. My album that I'm making is what I'm trying to do for the art is I found a picture where on like Pinterest or something, this person had a head and they were like, had hands here and it was like ripping heads out of it. And what I want to do is I want to redraw that where I'm, the shattered glass head in the middle, and you pull it out and you have the future version of me, which is darkness, because the album talks about how I willingly move towards darkness knowing it's wrong.
Right.
Because it's telling my life story because I did that at one point. And so I want to sew the grimy darkness coming out of one side and then the bruised, beaten up version of myself, of my past, being pulled out of my head. Because this is the origin story. Yeah. That's all I'm going to give about the album, okay? Do not let me give any more about that album. No. I got to be ominous.
Yeah. No, that sounds really, that makes me interested. That type of thing makes me interested because you're not just making music to get clicks like you were saying earlier. Yeah. You're making music because you want to make something that matters, that sticks around, that touches people, that makes people think.
It's different.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's so difficult because the way, oh my gosh, I have some cool songs on the way. I made a song with a friend of mine And I'll tell you what, I was never so excited in my life. Like, I was in my producer's basement, and I'm like, bam, 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 I'm jumping around. He looks over, I'm like, yeah, dude, it was. Also, this guy has never, the numbskulls I have combined together to make this album are crazy because I do not have cool people. So my friends, complete mad respect to them. My friend Timothy, he's going by Ice-T.
Nice.
So check it out. His name's Ice-T. Dude, drop some of the hardest bars. I'll tell you what. And Timmy, if you ever listen to this podcast, listen to this. Every time I make a song with Timmy, the first time he's ever rapped in his life was on my song for my album. Every time he raps, I need to step up.
Yeah.
Like, he came over. We're working
That's
a song
cool.
right now called Something Weak.
Yeah.
It's a really funny song, actually. I'm probably going to rewrite my verse again because I don't like what I wrote. But every time he comes in, I'm like, there's no way I can settle with this verse. You are so crazy. Which actually, mad respect to Jid then, because he never rewrites his verses.
That's crazy.
Jid writes a verse and sends it to Eminem.
Wow.
Eminem writes it back and he's like, I'm cool with it. And then you're like, and you kept up with him. I don't know, you're crazy. I did see Jid live. Like,
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne's crazy.
Dude.
Somebody's put that dude down.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's impossible, man.
What I will tell you is, oftentimes what I don't like about Lil Wayne is it feels meaningless. It's just bars.
Yeah, he's
So I
just
call-
like, I'm just doing this song.
So there's
making
conscious
this
rap,
music.
there's conscious rap, and then there's lyrical rap. There's
Yeah.
conscious rap, which is the story. You have a basis behind what you're talking about.
It's you really thought, you put a lot of thought and effort into making this
And the story.
thing.
Yes, yeah, one being.
Yeah.
And then there's Lil Wayne, which is the lyrical rap. That's the same thing Eminem does a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Where it's really impressive. You're
Yeah.
like, whoa.
But there's no like
How did you
meaning
do that?
to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I actually have a friend.
It's just cool words that sound good together.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got crazy bars. Real G's moving side.
Oh yeah.
Moving.
Yeah, so I've
Lasagna.
you know Tiny Desk,
Yes.
dude. I'll sit down and watch those, and it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
did he write? Did I hear that? Because
Yeah,
you,
dude.
you
Oh
listen
my
to
gosh.
music, you listen to music, and you listen to
You
it,
get
you
most
hear
of
it, but you see the artist perform the music, and it's a completely different thing.
You would like a guy named Knox Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Also, shout out and discredit to you, Knox Hill. You're really, really cool, and you gave me the will to rap, but you also didn't answer me when I DM'd you, so keep that in mind.
No one never forgets.
No, never.
Never.
And NF, I DM'd you too, so you better listen to that. That being said, I completely forgive you. Please hit me up.
That's funny.
But Knox Hill is a genius, and so he makes rap music himself. He's not known for his rap music, though. He's known for breaking down rappers.
okay.
So he'll listen to rappers, and
Right.
he goes, that's a bar, that's a bar, that's a bar, that's
Yeah.
a bar. And that's really, really cool. I found him when Eminem dropped his newest album, The Coup de Grace, The Death of Slim Shady, and he broke down every single song. I was actually in Peru when I listened to that album. He dropped it, and I was like,
dude.
yeah. Went on a mission trip to Peru.
Oh, that's
I've been to 4 continents.
That's crazy.
I've been to more countries than I have states.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
So-
what's the coolest country, like that you went to and you're like, oh, I need to bring my friends here. I need to bring my wife here. I need to, like, what is the thing that just
Okay.
stood out for you?
So, so I actually just got back from a trip from Europe, actually. So my answer, James. I just got back from one of the most eventful 2 weeks of my life. But prior to that, I would have hit you with Crete, which is an island right outside of Greece
Yeah.
in the Mediterranean Sea. Gorgeous, most
Oh,
beautiful
yeah.
place I've ever been to. To be fair, we got spoiled. The missionary organization we were with put us in a 4-star hotel.
Dang.
We had 7 pools. We were on the verge of the Mediterranean. We had
You lavish,
dude, it
living
was
lavish.
beautiful. So I will say my view was a little
Yeah.
Now
Little
that I
biased.
come back, Munich might be the craziest place on planet Earth. That's a city in Bavaria, which is like a state in Germany. So I'd put Germany as probably, but I also went to Switzerland, which is gorgeous. I went to a place called Zurich, Switzerland.
Turns out the world's pretty cool.
dude. And by the way, America.
How do you come back here to flat nothingness? From
I'm
stuff?
poor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that makes sense.
because Germany is so much better. Europe here, America is horrible.
That's not true. That's not true.
Okay.
You haven't traveled America.
Okay, I'm not going to discredit you on that, but the oldest thing in America is 250 years old.
Yeah, no, the beauty of the country, though, is what I'm talking about. Every country has its history.
I hiked up 4,400 feet in Europe and looked over a place called Obamago.
Yeah.
The most beautiful thing
You
I've
been
ever
to California?
seen. No, I haven't actually.
Okay, so let's not.
Okay, you know what? You're right. I will retract my statement. But Europe is my favorite place I've ever been to. Now,
That's fair.
Peru. I've been to South America. I just went to Peru. It was on a mission trip. Gorgeous. I went to New Zealand when I was really, really young.
Oh, that's cool. I've
remember
always
that.
wanted to go there.
I don't remember that as well. I was 3 or 4.
Right.
I was 3? Yeah, because my brother turned 2 on the plane.
I always think like, why do parents bring kids on like really young kids to do crazy things?
Yeah.
Like you go to an amusement park, it's like that kid's. I mean, yeah, they might get joy.
Yeah.
But they're not. It's not gonna.
Yeah, well, I would have locked me up too. I was a horrible kid too. Dude, when I was, oh my gosh, back to the story, but I have to tell the story because I was thinking about it earlier. We were in Germany, right? And my parents were doing missionary work, so they have to leave for meetings. I lost us, 7 babysitters in 2 months?
Whoa. You're like, let me just push all your buttons that you have.
You ready for a record story here? So I wanted a popsicle bad.
Yeah.
And my mom specifically told the babysitter, I don't remember what her name was, I just remember she was a girl. And she was like, your parents said no popsicle, you're not getting popsicle.
Right.
So we're standing in a standoff, she's here in the doorway of the kitchen, I'm here in the doorway of my bedroom. And I'm like, I'm getting that popsicle. You're not gonna stop me from getting this popsicle. She goes, no. So we sit there for an hour in a standoff. I'm like, okay, well, I gotta get clever now. So I run in my room and I clock my brother.
Screw it.
He is gone.
I played all my cards. I'm just gonna punch my brother.
He's bawling. So she has to check on him because
Right.
he's bleeding on our
So
floor.
he's like, so that was your. Let me just
She checked on him?
destroy my brother so I can get a popsicle.
I grabbed the popsicle. I run
Nice.
4.5 miles away from home.
Dang.
My dad has to leave the meeting, and he pulls up, and I'm on the playground on a roof, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, Dad?" I'm eating my popsicle, and he goes, "You're dead. You are dead." He was like, "I'm going to kill you."
That's so
He was
nuts.
like, "You clocked your brother. You disobeyed the four, yeah, dude." But that
That's
was like every
crazy.
single. We had a guy, toughest guy of all time. He would babysit. I made him cry, and my mom was like, "What in the world is wrong with you? Like, I'm gonna put you in an asylum."
That's crazy.
So, I was a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
You didn't stop me.
Right.
If you tried, I was gonna stop you.
Yeah, I kind of had the same sort of thing. The only thing I could relate to, that's a crazy story. But like that, like my mom said that, I had a bunk bed.
Yeah.
My dad built it. It was beautiful, really,
Yeah.
and nice stairs on it and everything. And
Oh, wow.
and I was like, Mom, yeah, I could sleep on my stairs. And she's like, No, you can't. You couldn't sleep on your stairs. What are you talking about? It's not gonna be. You're not gonna be able to fall asleep. No,
You fell asleep on the stairs.
I can sleep on my stairs.
It's all because she told you you couldn't.
Yes. So yeah, I slept on the stairs.
Did you put like blankets and stuff, or did you?
I
just
just dried. I think I had maybe a blanket over me, but just went for
Man,
it. She said I
Ooh.
couldn't.
I mean, I could. Okay, look, I could do it. I would not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I can remember that I
Yeah,
can relate to
yeah.
that. It's like, no, I'm gonna do this.
Yes.
You're not gonna stop me from doing that.
Oh my gosh, dude. And that was the best part. And eventually, when you grow up and you look back and you realize, like I realized I was doing it for attention because
Yeah.
I was not seen. Like my
Right.
siblings were so much. My brother was the cute one. My sister was the favorite one. I was there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I did it. Now it was great. Now I get acknowledged.
What are you middle?
I'm middle.
Middle.
You know, I got an older sister and a younger brother.
Yeah.
And great. I love them both. They're cool. But I was definitely forgotten.
Yeah, I get you.
To an extent, I think I was, to a certain extent, the prodigal son for my dad, but he didn't want to let me know that because he went over. I was, at the age of like 7, I was playing strategy board games with him.
Nice.
And he was like,
yeah.
he posted it on his Facebook.
This is
He was
my
like,
man
He
right
was
here.
like, dude, and to this day, I still, he beats me though. He's really good. Shout out to my dad. He whips me. We play a game called
That's so
Axis and
funny.
Ally, which is like a 2 or 3 day game.
Nice.
Recreation.
So you're the type of guy that'll get right into Monopoly.
Oh, dude.
Dive right
There's an old friend of mine. His name's Daniel. Love this guy. I used to be friends with this guy big time. And we played Monopoly for like 8 hours straight. He came over to hang out. My parents were painting upstairs. And we just played it. My sister
What is it that makes you drawn towards Monopoly? Because that's
I think it's partially the
I think that's
conversation.
Monopoly is an interesting psychology experiment.
Explain.
Like you have, because you're in a game setting, so games really just test people. They it's like Joe Rogan always says, like, I bring people on to have a 2-hour conversation, like politicians, because you're not going to be able to put up a fake facade for 3 hours or 2 hours or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's like games. That brings out the truth in people.
It does.
Like whether you cheat, if you know what I mean, like
Yes.
whether you screw
Yes.
people over. Monopoly.
Yes.
If you do something like if me and the other person
Yeah.
playing is like, no, I'm gonna team up just to destroy you.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
stuff like that.
Which happens, yeah. Or usually it's like a mercy. No, for me, I think it's more of just like I'm a very strategic mind, always. And everything I do, I've always have it thought out. Like, it's really funny. I kind of hope she never sees this. I was talking to this girl recently, and I mean, it's completely friend-wise, but like, everything was planned out.
Yeah.
The conversation was very deliberate.
See, I think
I came to where I wanted to be.
I have that, but I don't know how I'm like my brain just fills in like I try to explain it's like welding. I'm really good at welding.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to go through the class. Like my brain just like I understood the motion. I understood why this needs to happen.
I researched it all.
I'm the opposite.
Now it's natural. So like now when I sit there, I'm like,
Right.
What I do is, for instance, I'll use this friend for an example. She'll hit me with something, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. Here's the eventual goal, right? Or maybe it's conversation, whatever it is, right? Here's the goal. How do I get that? And so then I sit there and I say, okay, I could respond with something around this. Where would I end up? And then I just kind of predict.
Yeah.
This is where we're gonna end up, and that's it.
Yep.
And then I go, okay, well, this is the best answer, and that's what I do. I respond.
See, that's interesting because I don't do that.
You don't.
No, it's just what happens.
If I don't do that, I make the wrong decision.
Really?
So there's a reason I didn't have friends growing up, because I did what I wanted to.
Right.
Now I'm at the place where I sit down in a setting and I'm so logical. You could ask me why I did it, and I will tell you step for step what I thought about when I was doing it.
Yeah.
Which is weird when I ask people like, why'd you do that? And they're like, I don't know, I just kind of felt like it.
Yeah.
I'm like, how? You know what I mean?
I have a hard time expressing my emotions, but I can tell you why I thought that or why I did that. I just diving into like, okay, like why that made me sad, why that upset me. Like I can explain to you, okay, I did this because you did this to me. You know what I mean? But deeper than that, I have a very hard time.
For me, I can give probabilities because I did psychology, which is all probability.
Yeah.
And so I can just sit there and I'm like, well, it's probably because this and this happened. And so I probably led on the thing. And I do that for people too. The hardest part is when you tell someone something, you know it to be right, and they're like, you're wrong. And you're like,
I know that
was on the phone
sucks.
with a
That
friend
sucks so much.
last night, and I was like, well, you're doing this, and because of this. And he goes, no, I'm not. And I go, okay, then why do you do this? And you do this every week, and you do this every week, and you do this at every event, and you do this. And I was like, the correlation between all of those is psychologically linked to a need for attention, and you want people's approval.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which 98% of the time it's attention. Most people do things because they want attention. And in a culture where...
What are we doing right now?
That's facts.
I'm just saying.
That's facts. And because of that, shout out to Cortex. Cortex the Philosopher. Go listen to him on Spotify. Anyway, don't actually. This first song is horrible. Okay. Great song and bad song.
Okay.
The history behind the song. Right now, so I met Jaddy in person. I shook his hand, actually.
That's cool.
It's really cool, because I got the VIP tickets to his concert. I shook his hand.
that's
Coolest thing
cool.
of all time.
Yeah.
I asked him a question, of course. I said, I'm trying to network, what should I do? He gave me a bunch of stuff, but the main thing that I took away from that was, you just got to keep chopping wood, is what he said. And those words exactly.
That's cool.
Just keep chopping wood.
Yeah.
So I am chopping wood by just making random songs that don't necessarily fit my genre, but I'm just messing around. Because I was like, I suck at mastering songs.
Yes.
How do I change that?
Well, that's the thing. That's the scary thing, like perfectionist.
Yes.
Like I'm a very hard...
So that's why I have to give myself a due date.
Yep.
That's why I'll tell you, like, I have
Whatever
due dates.
you have done, you just...
Exactly.
I need to, or else I'll never do it.
Well, and I'm actually really happy. Russell and I made a song together. If you ask Russell, he might tell you about it. We made a song called Goldilocks Complex. I pray to God no one ever finds that. But we tried to release it, and because we actually stole the beat, it did not get released. And we were like, thank the Lord. But we gave ourselves a deadline. We said before we go to bed tonight, we will release it. And we tried. And it was so bad. But anyway, so the history behind this song, it's called Those Dreams. By Cortex. Cortex is spelled wrong if you're trying to search it up, by the way. It's CRTX.
Got it.
But I basically was bored one day, and I was making songs, and I was like, well, it's so much more fun if you have a friend here. So I called up people, and I was like, well, who would say yes? I was like, they don't even have to be musically inclined.
Right.
So I called up my friend. Props to my friend. He won't want me to shout him down because his voice sucks on the song. Anyway, but he said it himself too. But I called him up, and I go, yo, you want to make a song? He was like, my voice is horrible. He was like, I can't sing. And I was like, you don't need to sing. And I was just like, we're just going to mess around and make a song.
Yeah.
He was like, well, I have 2 hours. And this is including the drive to and from his place. And I was like, all right, that works. So he came over. We found a beat. I wrote. He didn't write anything. I wrote, mastered, made the entire song in 2.5 hours. And it's genuinely catchy. And the feedback I consistently got back was, really good song. If it wasn't for the guy who was singing the chorus, his voice, it would be great. I've told him that too. So a remastered version is actually coming out soon. Cool. Extended third verse on it, like a bridge. And then my brother will be singing the chorus, because my brother actually goes to state for singing. He's really talented.
Cool. That's awesome.
Both my siblings are very talented in music. I'm not at all. I failed out of all my musical classes, whatever, and I took them purely just because I didn't want to take other things.
Dude, music's hard.
It is.
Music theory is crazy.
Music theory is fun. Dude. I don't know how it works, but every time I end up, I'm like, that adds up, doesn't it? I'm like, whoa, you were speaking truth, weren't you? And then I'm like, yeah, it's really cool.
It's nuts.
Music is awesome, though. I love it because there's so much randomness behind it. My problem is there's so many things I want to use as inspiration and influence. And I'm like, man, I can't be Tyler, the Creator, NF, Eminem,
Yeah.
J. Cole.
Right.
I can't be, dude. I just had a friend put me on Daniel Caesar. Check him out. Have you listened to Daniel Caesar?
I don't know.
Changed man. He's good. That's a vibe and a half. I went to a Giveon concert. I can't be Giveon. Here's some unusual ones that a dude should never say, especially for my stature. Olivia Rodrigo is crazy. Ariana Grande has some skills I could never match. How does she do it?
No, that's just greatness, acknowledging greatness.
Dude, they are crazy. People hate on me for Olivia Rodrigo. I mean, okay, I would tell you
That
what.
one song that blew her up, that's a good song.
Oh, dude, well, there was like 3 of them.
That's the only one I know.
What, Driver's License?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, my friend used to sing that all the time. I'm like,
It's good.
shut up.
I found her off of her song "Good for You," and I love that song.
Oh no, that's the song I'm talking about.
Yeah. Good for you. And I was like, that is such a
and
good.
it sticks. It sticks. Yeah.
I was singing it for
I've
days.
never had it on my playlist ever.
I have it. I have all of. I have
But
both
it
of her
sticks in
albums
there.
my-
Yeah. So she did a good job.
Dude, she sang Stick Season with Noah Kahan live at one of her concerts and has a vinyl
cool.
record for it, and I will be purchasing that. It's like has her signature on the front of it. It's like $50. You count me in. On my grandma, that will be on my wall. 2 of my favorite artists
like
of all
that, though.
time. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Dude, she is so good. But I listened to it and I'm like, oh, she's definitely white girl, like to the max. Like I could see sassy white girl and a half.
Yeah.
There is a person I have in mind when I'm listening to this. I'm currently in the process of debating whether I should shout that name out or not.
Bro, quit with the name challenge. When we started this podcast, I was in high school. So I just had my friends on, just close friends. And it was like the hardest thing because we'd be having conversation about something personal that happened, in our friend group or whatever. And it's like
Yeah.
almost impossible.
Not to shout the names
Yes.
out. Okay,
yeah.
so you're going to caution me on shouting names.
Yeah, stop it.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
because it'll bite you. It almost.
Almost bit you?
Yeah. It'll nick it. Like I had to delete a few episodes. Like just never post them because
Okay.
it would be too.
Bad.
That was my co-host, not me, but
Yes.
yeah. And that's why I don't have a co-host anymore.
Oh, dude, having partners is
No, but
so-
shout out Nolan. He was the first. Well, Landon was the first co-host, but Nolan was the first real co-host.
So shout out to him. All right.
Nolan, get on to making more videos, dude.
Yeah, I want to see it, Nolan.
For real.
But okay, I apologize. I will stop shouting out people.
Oh,
There's-
I'm just trying to save you.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't care. I don't know any of these people.
Facts. Well, I don't care what they think of me. It's great.
That's fair too.
Yeah, I love it when people hate what I say.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, because no, it gives you okay. Let's challenge. I want to challenge you now. If you're gonna hate on something I'm saying, I want to challenge you. That's,
True.
That's always my thing.
Yeah.
It's like whatever.
Well, and I've been trying to keep it to positive things. I also don't like to reprimand people for what they've done. Like shouting out people's failures is horrible.
No, yeah. Dude,
Yeah,
you
certain
can't kick
people-
someone down when they're down unless they deserve to be kicked.
Or even when they're up. Why would I tear someone down? You
I
what
know
mean?
it's the craziest thing. I always thought that. It's like people just hate, and hatred.
Just for hating.
Hatred is a disease.
It is. Well, and
disease.
it's purely out of like, you're doing better than me, and
Yeah,
I want to put
jealousy.
you down.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that gets to me. But anyway, Olivia Rodrigo, I can clearly picture the ideal person, someone I used to be friends with. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Someone I used to be friends with perfectly depicts the like white girl.
Yeah. You hear that?
sassy white
You hear
girl.
one of her songs, like, yep, that's
It's
that
not
person.
a bad thing. Dude, I could see them saying that to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
And it's great, but it's so cool. How does Olivia encompass that?
Right.
And I listened to her guitar. Russell came over. He was like, I want this song here. Okay, Goldilocks Complex was made on a stolen Olivia Rodrigo beat. Because the concept of the song, oh man, this is so embarrassing. I'm not going to talk
Goldilocks Complex.
about it.
is
Never mind, I'm going to talk about it.
all
Okay,
it takes. I think that I get kind of the premise.
what do you think it is?
It's like the perfect white chick.
You're really close. Just the perfect chick in general.
Just perfect chick. All right.
And it's so, the concept, the basis of the song is we feel like we're either, like everyone we're meeting is either not good enough or too good.
Yeah.
But there's no in between.
Right.
And that was it. And so the entire song was, we feel like
Just the perfect.
there's no such thing as the perfect.
Yeah.
Especially for Russell, who wants to release his song.
It's so
not gonna
true
do
though. Hey, I always talk about this. How does Russell have so many women just on his line all the time, dude?
You might be destroying his record.
Dude.
I just was dissing on him for that. and
It blows my mind.
he actually just had a girl turn him down because he was talking to so many girls.
Yes,
I was
dude.
But I told him, I was, oh my gosh, dude, this guy is
Player.
he is, dude.
He's a player.
Well, and then I talked to him about it. Well, oh man, I'm debating how much I should say.
No.
Yeah,
Russell, respect
props
to Russell,
you.
but how?
We're gonna tone it down there.
It
Just
blows my mind. It
You
boggles.
are an impressive feller.
Yes. Like, best way to put it, just an impressive guy.
Dude, he does. Dude, okay, but for those people who hate on Russell, this dude works his butt off, and he pushes me to do better because I see how much work he does, and I'm like, I can't not do work. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna let Russell outwork me. He's such a smart dude too.
Russell, I love Russell.
But the main thing is his creativity is very vast. Like every time he comes over, he's got like every single time he's got a new song idea.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I heard this, and I was like, dude, he's so impressive.
I just mentioned once that we should do like a video essay or something about the something to do with the Bible, because I don't know anything about that, so I want to explore that world.
I would love to talk to you
That would
about
be
the Bible.
sweet. But he's texting me with different things, different ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I love that.
Dude, he's smart, he's creative, but he's also quick onto it. Like he told his parents, he was like, yo, I'm gonna get a truck and a trailer before Christmas.
I know, it's so nuts.
I went with him to go grab the trailer.
Yeah.
And then he just called me. He was like, "Yo, you want to go grab a truck?" And I was like, "Dude, I'm sorry, I can't take off work again." Right. But like, he's on it.
He's always on it.
He's on it. So anyone knows Russell, absolute G.
Russell's a man.
Loved Russell.
Thanks, Russell, for setting this up, by the way.
Yeah, facts. I would not have talked to this guy
Yeah,
if it
for
wasn't
real.
for Russell. Russell's baller.
He's a man.
Anyway, I got secrecy to keep around Russell because he's a trusted friend. So
I hear you.
I'll sheathe my sword now and let him roam free.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm gonna share any secrets, it should be all about me. I don't want to care.
No, I agree. Yes.
Yeah, which honestly, I don't need to share too many secrets about me either. I'm a little weird, so you might want to.
No, I was talking about earlier, but that was the having this podcast was the biggest thing that broke down my walls to talk to people.
Right.
Because I was so worried about how every single person would judge me, and that still catches me sometimes.
You got to do the Walmart strat.
But yeah, for real, that's what it's got to be, dude. But like that was the thing. I was in high school. Like so for all of summer before senior year, I was researching podcast equipment. I got the idea. I said, I'm following this. I have voice memos of like, you got to do this, dude.
Yeah.
And so I followed it, and I started doing research on what I need to get to make this work.
Yeah.
And so for like 3 months, I'm doing research. I'm buying equipment. I'm getting what I need.
Expensive too.
Yeah, and I messed up a lot. This is not my original equipment.
I bet. This is nice. Because my guy who has a recording studio has told me about this equipment, so I know this is
DJI's. Shout out DJI.
Yeah.
I love your stuff. It's great.
Okay.
But posting it in high school where I thought everyone would like judge me for what I'm like. This is my thing. So I didn't tell any of my friends. Maybe my girlfriend, maybe.
Yeah.
Like that I told that I was into this. Not even my family. Like I kept this 100% like down low.
Yeah.
And then finally I talked to my friend and was like, let's do a podcast. We did it. We loved it. And then like editing it, get all edited. You're like, okay, now I have to upload this. And then, but it wasn't
scary.
uploading because you can upload to YouTube and no one sees it.
Yeah.
Posting on my Snapchat story was like
Oh my gosh, dude.
it was the hardest thing to do, but once I did it, I felt so
relieved,
free, dude.
Yeah, I had it's great having my marketing guy do it for me.
Yeah.
Because
You didn't even have to think about it.
I just send him everything.
Yeah.
And it's there. So I have a bunch of like busted up photo shoots I've done
Right.
with people. So like shout out to my brother who sacrifices his time to take pictures of me in a mask, looking stupid in the middle of nowhere. But but my song came out and I looked at the newest post and it has my song as the song in it. And I was like,
Yeah.
it's like, thank God there was only 3 seconds so you can hear my voice. I was like, darn it, bro. Do not want to hear that.
You're always your worst critic.
You are.
Always.
That's why I have to give myself due dates, so I just release it. Because
Yeah,
if you
for
don't
sure.
give yourself a due date, first I won't finish it.
Right.
I just won't. I'll
Yeah.
procrastinate.
Yeah.
I'll do everything else.
Yes, dude. I'll come home. I need to do homework. I will clean the whole house. Everything.
everything
before I ever
besides-
touch the homework. Yeah.
But if I give myself a due date, like, okay, I have a due date for when this album needs to be done. I'm not close. I'm just going to be honest. I've worked on so many songs. The album, 20% done? Maybe
Wow.
15 to
Yeah.
20% done?
January, dude.
It's got to come
coming
out
up.
in January.
It's coming up.
I have a due date for when it's going to be done, and that is before January.
It's coming up.
Yeah, it's November 20th, dude. I made this goal 6 months ago. I'm
hold on.
20% done.
Hold on. What's today?
Is it?
November 20th.
Yeah.
And you want to get it out by January.
Yes.
So if you want to get it out,
About a month and a half to finish it.
that's it. And you're 20% done.
Oh, yeah. Now, I'll tell you what.
Interesting.
From when I started writing music to where I'm at now is incredible.
Yeah.
The first song I ever wrote, I think, one of the first songs I ever wrote was for this album because I came up with the concept. I was like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
This album is awesome. So I started writing. It took me like a day or two to write one verse. And I was like, because I got to lock in. I was like, I
Yeah.
want to make it good. I want to make it whatever.
How do you do that?
How do I write a
I'm
verse?
sorry, I don't mean to. Yeah, like I sit down and my creative process is probably different than most.
Yeah.
I just need to rant. Like I have to sit down and record myself rant, and then I have to go back through and pick parts out.
When I am not recording or writing, I say the craziest things, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I need a microphone.
Dude, I'm driving in the car. I'm like, I must be the most smart human being that's ever lived.
And you talk to someone, and you're like,
Yes,
man, was I dropped on my head as a
Yes.
kid or what?
Yes.
No, so first off, it's taken a lot of work. Freestyling and being able to come up with lyrics did not come naturally. I was listening, like that's what fascinated to me because I heard Eminem do it, and I was like, how in
Yeah,
the world
right.
did he do that?
Right.
But then when I chose rap, I was like, oh, I got to get better. So the first thing I've done is a lot of freestyling. Like I just put on a beat and I just force myself to go.
That's good.
A lot of lyrical breakdown of other artists coming to theirs.
There you
and
go.
hearing
So you see how they do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So freestyling that, and then a lot of it is I just come up with a concept and I got to figure out a way to map it out.
Right.
So I'll come up with a concept of a song, and then I'll go, okay, I want to talk about this. So for instance, my boy came over to write Those Dreams, right? Mm-hmm. And he was like, I feel like we need to talk about, I don't know, I want to say this, but I don't know how to phrase it. And I'm like, well, what do you think about this? And he goes, yeah. He was like, wait a minute, that's it? He was like, yeah. But it took me forever because I would sit down and I would write, especially with the rhyme schemes. And I'm a technical guy. So a lot of people do like A, B, 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 A. And I'm like, no. For me, it's like A, B, C, C, B, A, D, D, D. You know, like, where did he get this rhyme
The music
scheme?
is living.
It is, dude.
Yeah.
The song I made with my boy Ice-T, that first verse, I used some crazy, what did I use? I used the word grotesque. I don't know how I got that to rhyme or to fit in a rhyme scheme. And then I used, I don't know, I used some other exceptional, because he did his verse. And I was like, coming back to write, I was going to record mine later. And I was like, I'm going to rewrite it. And I came back. And it also, by the way, I couldn't, for anyone watching that, I spent the entire producing section. I was supposed to record 2 verses.
Yeah.
The entire time I had 2 hours. I was just rehearsing my verse the entire time. And it took me forever. We actually went over the 2-hour time limit because I couldn't get it right.
Dang.
Just because I had to show up Ice-T. So
Right.
props to my boy Ice-T. I had to lock you up. And the funny
That's
part
so
is
funny.
he'll tell you he did not do a good job, but I listened to it, I was like, compared
just
to what
mad,
I
you're like,
have, dude, every time he
dang.
hops on, I'm like, I'm the rapper. He's
Yeah.
he also does not have a rapping page or anything.
Right.
He's not a rapper.
So
He's just a friend of mine.
I'm a piece
like,
of junk.
That's what I'm saying. How
Yeah.
can I claim to rap?
Yes.
And he hits me with that. You know what I'm saying? But
It's good though. That's good.
it's great.
Yeah.
Because he pushes me to have to
limits
try
you,
better.
or it pushes you past your limit.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. But for the creative process, it's honestly has been a lot of just chopping wood.
Yeah.
Like
just keep doing it.
the
Just
more
keep
I've done
doing
it, like when I started, I was listening to all this stuff, and it took me 2 days to write a verse
Right.
that I was okay with.
Right.
Now, I mean, I'm genuinely proud with like, I'm like 75% proud of the song I made. It's catchy. The lyrics actually fit the scheme. They're
passes.
meaningful lyrics. They're good. I mean, so the song I wrote is not a personal song. It's a song about someone who feels like they're stuck in a 9-to-5 in a busy life.
Yeah.
And they can't achieve their dreams. So it's like the middle class life where it's like, so the song is a guy talking about he has a family and he's got to feed his kids. So it starts off, he's like, hey, I'm at work. I take a break and I say hi to my kids and I go back to work because I have to get the money. Then I
Right.
go home and I spend all the money I just made on this family. And then I sit there and we don't have what we need. I don't
Right.
have what I want because of the situation, and it's whatever.
Yeah.
And then he goes, and I look at, and the chorus says, wake up to my dreams, flying away in the wind. Gotta get rich, escape this hell that I'm in. God says I am free, but I feel all of my sin. Way too underpaid to have future visions.
Yeah, I like it.
That's the chorus.
I like that.
Which took us 15 minutes to write. Anyway, I don't know how I did that too. I was like, this is so big.
I was wondering, like, so you are more close to spirituality
Very.
and the fact of Bible Christianity.
lot of it,
So, like, I'll have some things have like thoughts that just feel like they're something higher than me put them there.
Yes.
Like they're just okay.
Interesting.
Whoa! This is not
Yeah.
something that I came up. This is different.
Yes.
You know, how do you feel with the songwriting
Oh my
aspect
gosh.
of that? Does that ever happen?
I definitely would say yes and yes and yes. There's so many angles. So I would say a lot of where I think my story writing comes from is that God really gave me a journey to get me here. And I
Right.
would put that about more than just songwriting. Like when I'm talking to people, the journey he put me through to get here, it's like, oh, I see why you gave me
Yeah.
that. Because of multiple reasons. I was able to withstand it. A lot of people can't withstand that.
Yeah.
I was able to withstand it. And now the people I can help for your glory with that is crazy. And that's where I think
Right.
the songwriting comes in, is he gave me a lens. It's the same thing with the NF.
Yeah.
And that's why I call it evangelism. Because he's not talking about God directly. I don't know. You need to listen to NF after this because it doesn't look like you know him. So I'm sorry for you.
No, you're
you know,
good.
it's not sorry for me, but his story is crazy. His mom was addicted to drugs.
Right.
I don't know how much I can say at church. But anyway, she was addicted to drugs. She died when he was young. And he's got this one of the saddest songs. If you like songs that give you goosebumps, listen to the song "How Could You Leave Us" in his album Therapy Session. It's a song, and it's like, and he says, I have a picture of my mom, but I need the real thing. And it's him talking about how, like, that's not the same thing.
Right.
Having the picture, like, you needed it. We needed you to be there. And the chorus it's you hear him crying in the background, and he says, how could you leave us? Why would you leave us? And that's it. It's just that, you're like,
And you have to sit on it.
dude, it is
Yeah.
heartbreaking. And it is crippling. And he's got so many songs like that, though.
Yeah.
That are just sad and relatable. And then
Punch
he's
you
got
right in the
present
gut.
day, where he talks about his mental health taking him over.
Mm-hmm.
And you sit there, and especially as a guy who doesn't like to go around and go, yeah, I'm sad right now. You can hear about it. And it's like you're talking to someone about it without having to tell someone about it.
Yes.
And he's got a song called My Stress, and my friend loves it, or Change, because he talks about how difficult change is.
Because you don't feel like you're alone when you hear that song.
No, you feel like you're talking to someone, which is why it's so awesome.
Yep.
NF, shout out to NF. He's
Shout out.
crazy. And shout out to Noah Khan, because he also does the same thing.
You listen to, I know there's like one Christian based styled Forrest Frank.
Forrest Frank is great. I love the Forrest Frank music.
I don't like his newer stuff, I won't lie.
I
It's
will
too
say
gospel-y to me.
It's
it's
I
too
think it's just
preachy.
Too surface level.
Yeah,
I think there's no value.
I agree.
I think
It's weird.
Here's what I'll say, right? There's music for every occasion. And I completely respect Forrest Frank, and if he asked to make a song, I would say yes.
Of course.
Well, he's cool.
Yeah.
And not even for like, I would not make a song with someone I don't like, even if they have numbers. Like,
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
but,
values come first.
but like, Forrest Frank, I think he makes praise music, which is great. It just, for me,
it fits
feels
a certain
so empty.
Yes.
For me, like, that's a surface level. Like, I can sit there and
Yes.
say, worship God, worship God, worship God. I don't get to know you better by doing that. I don't understand myself better by listening to that.
Right.
And
It doesn't improve you.
exactly. And as I've said prior, I love deep conversations. Like, I hate it. I will genuinely, like, if I've hopped on a podcast and you're like, what's your favorite color? I would leave.
I know. It's
You know what I mean?
Yes, dude.
Like, I would just walk out. I'm like, are
Yeah.
you serious? Like, this is not worth my time.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that.
I'm curious, how do you, I'm the same way. I'm terrible at small talk because small talk sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. How do you, because I always look at it as like, I always think about what the other person, like, would this person be okay with me talking about this? Like,
I
would
don't
it
do
be-
that part.
You just go straight.
So
what
I-
you're thinking.
I was
like,
at-
how do you come up with a conversation? Because a lot of people don't know how to start a conversation.
Oh.
So like, how do you go from
yeah.
a little bit of small talk to, okay, let's dive deep?
So it's actually really cool. I have so much like story I can load behind this. So first thing I'll say is I went to a conference and the guy was like giving a story about like he was using his kids as like a demonstration. He goes, "You ever know that kid who like you get into a conversation, you're like, do you know what a surface level conversation is?" And that's me. Like you can never talk to me and I don't do those. And so if you come up and you're like, "Hey, how's it going? How's it going?" You know what I mean? And we sit there and it goes past how's it going. Something you say, well, like if you're like, "What's your favorite color?" And I go, I would say black because I feel like it resembles this and this and this and it fits in this. And I go, "Do you think like why do you think that's okay? What's your favorite color?" And then you'll tell me your favorite color. I'm like, "Why is that your favorite color? Like, has it resembled something? Where do I see that in your life?" And I just bam, and now I run it. For me, it's always a why. It's always philosophical, and I'll always hit you with a deeper.
Yeah.
And I'll always,
So you're not even necessarily bringing up topics or anything. You're just, okay, well, hey,
Sometimes-
why do you say that? Why do you think that?
Oftentimes
Is majority.
it's that. Oftentimes I'll just hit you with the bam. If not, sometimes, here's great advice if you want to find a way to bring up a topic, is if you can relate what they're talking to a story in your life. So like, especially with
That's
my
how I
ADHD
communicate with people.
Yeah.
That's like the only way.
Dude, like if you were like, "What's your favorite color?" I'm like, "Dude, like my favorite color is black, and it's by far black." And it's actually really funny because I was having a conversation earlier with my friend while I was, I was getting coffee and we were talking about like differences in life, and I was like just talking about black, and I'm like, and we were talking about black and how that affects, the kind of like the Black Plague and the differences between that, and it was like, so like,
and then that could go a million different directions.
but that's
from
all you
there.
do. And,
right.
and this is horrible advice too. Depending on the urgency of how you need to get to your point, you can fabricate an entire story to get there too.
For sure.
Don't recommend it. I
Yeah.
like to be real,
Yeah. But
but there's occasional times where I'm like,
yeah,
I'll pull
this is
something.
I got to do what works here.
Well, I have a goal.
Right.
I have a goal and I have to get there.
Yeah.
That's it. And also for anyone trying to achieve any goals in your life, place that final goal and then work backwards. Anyone who's ever tried to work forwards lost.
Right.
I don't know if that's what you do, but I
No.
see my final location and like what my goal is. Now, how I get there, I don't know. But I say, does this step I'm doing bring me closer or farther away?
Right.
That's it.
Right. That's
That's
yeah. It's all. You're not running it through should I do this or should? It's just okay. This is simple.
Yes.
It's a yes or no question.
Yes.
And that decides what I do.
Dude, and here's what I think. I am, my friend Blake told me, he goes, here's the thing about like decisions. He goes, there's either good or bad decisions, especially from a Christian standpoint. He said, is it a good decision? And if the answer is anything besides yes, it's no.
Right.
And I was like,
It's that simple.
is that something?
Yeah. It's like David Goggins always says, never debate with yourself
Yeah.
because you're always gonna win.
Yeah. Wow, that's such a bar. I did not remember him saying that. That was a bar and a half.
Because you're always gonna win.
You will always win.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
my problem.
Yeah.
I just am terrible with it.
I just like, well,
Like, dude,
sad.
this is you have broken my. This episode has broken my dry streak of not interviewing anyone new.
Oh,
for
really?
like the last probably 6 or 7 months.
Dude, I will put you on so many people. If
I
you
love that. Yes.
Because that's what I love
Networking.
especially
so important.
with wealthy people.
Yes.
So
Yeah, because
I'll contact someone because I feel like
you don't have to. You don't need to go out of your way. I never want to do
Well,
that.
they're a friend of mine. So.
I hear you. I just
Hey, I scratched your back. You scratched. You scratched mine. You gave me a platform to speak on yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, hey,
Fair enough.
I got to rant for I don't even know. It's probably been 2 hours.
Oh, we'll do more episodes. I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
That's what you have to say.
Well, I needed to get to know more about you too. I've
Yeah.
been yapping for too much.
No, that's what the whole thing is. You're my guest.
I mean, it's true too, but it is a conversation.
Yes.
I feel
No.
bad.
No, but like I have questions. The questions are only really if
If it's dry.
Yeah, if we hit
They were
it-
good questions though. I looked
Yeah.
at those. I was like, okay, we're gonna have a good discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I probably won't ask any of those just because we're having a good natural conversation.
Yeah, you don't-
Those are just there if like say I'm interviewing like I interviewed my town mayor, my current town mayor. At the time he was running. But like I dropped the ball on that one like so hard.
What'd you do?
I just didn't I was not prepared enough. I went in thinking I got this. I'm the man.
I have a story for you, bruh. So the first wealthy guy I interviewed, and absolute shout out to this dude. I absolutely love this guy. His name's Eric Kraft. My friend found him. because-
Kraft?
Kraft.
Like craft?
Like KRFT. KRAFT.
Like the craft?
Not mac and cheese.
Okay.
He does own like 6 companies though. I gotta be careful because I know a bunch of personal information too, so
Yeah.
I'll keep it there. But Eric Kraft is an absolute G. I met with him for the first time, and now this guy, oh my gosh, he is organized to another level you've never seen before. Now I'm not as organized as him, but other successful individuals look at him and go, I have no idea how he does it. But when I met with him for the first time, I was so underprepared. So we got out of school early, my friend Landon and I, because my friend Landon, he was close with him. And, well, like he'd met him and he got it all situated.
Right.
And so he was like, and he was doing a business with me too. I've done a lot with my friend Landon. But we sit down with Eric and he was so prepared. He was telling me about everything he thought about before we came to that conversation.
That's cool.
And so we sat down and he was like, well, so I show up.
He
because
just
it's-
dialed in all the time.
he was like, before I met you guys, because this is my first time meeting you, I showed up 15 minutes early. I looked around at our location and I listened to the speakers where the sound's coming from, so the speakers would not be in the way of your sound, so I could hear what you guys were saying properly.
Dang, he really thinks it out.
Yeah. He goes down. He records everything, not like vocally records, but he remembers everything you say. In the car afterwards, he will write down and type out every single thing you say so that next time he can catch up
can-
on everything you said.
Dang.
Everything from company you work for to type of car you drive
Yeah.
to what
Wow.
sports teams you like, whatever it is.
Anything.
All of it.
Yeah.
And then, but it's also great for his networking because say he needs an Illini fan for something, he'll type Illini fan into my phone, and in his notes he has it. all.
Wow. That's
He's got all of it.
genius.
He's got it all scheduled out, and he is filed. So if you need, that was the first wealthy guy I ever interviewed, and I was like, how in the world? And I then talked to another successful friend of mine. And she is organized down to a T. I mean, she's got books. She organizes like $120 million worth of real estate all throughout Champaign. It's crazy. And I was talking to her. She was like, "Yeah, the books are so important. And she gave me crazy life lesson. I'm gonna tell you this. She said, if you don't write it down, you're basing how successful you can be off of your memory.
And that's a sketchy thing to do.
And she was like, you're limited. You
Yeah,
can only
you're
remember so
limited.
much.
Yeah, and you will also make up false memories every once in a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like, if my memory, let's say, I don't know, like if my memory can, let's say, I don't know, gigabytes, we'll put it in gigabytes.
Well, yeah, that, but also like depending on your emotions, depending on your emotional state will change the way you look. You look into like your thought process changes because you're angry.
True.
Or upset or confused or scared.
I would argue that the angle she was going at was different.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
What she was saying was more that you can only remember so much.
Yeah.
And by writing it down, you have to remember it. So like when she was telling me things,
So it reinforces it.
well, you can forget it.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Because you
That's why
have
I'm
it somewhere else.
So like in a text message, like you'll see, like you and I were talking about it, and I was like, hey, I was like, okay, so 5 p.m. on Thursday. And you were like, yes. I wrote you that so that when I forgot, I could go
would
into my
still be
chat
there.
and it was there. And
Yeah.
then I also put it on my calendar.
Right.
That way I can double check.
I didn't do any of those things.
So that's what I do. And that's every single time I'll always do that. I'll always at the very end and go, okay, so
You have like a
thinking 5
notebook,
p.m.
or do you just take notes on your phone?
I do it all on my phone, which is
Do you do
nice.
voice memos?
Sometimes. but
I'd
that's-
like to do that.
That's more for music purposes.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
my calendar out. I have a notes app if I have to remember it.
Right.
I don't know. I do a lot of notes apps things. So I have like
Yeah.
a lot of note sheets that are just really long.
How do you organize that? Do you have like they're just there?
They're
You
just
just
like
scroll
a Picasso
through.
painting.
Gotcha.
Or who's an artist who just like some like modern art. Like
Yeah, any
back-
modern art.
Dude, my thoughts are immense, as you can tell by talking to me today.
Oh no.
Like you start
feel the
talking,
same.
I'm like,
if I was talking more in this conversation, we'd be at the same
Yeah.
spot. We'd be a million different places.
it's great.
Yeah.
2 physical embodiments of ADHD. You should just call this the ADHD podcast. So that's.
But that's real. A lot of people are like that. So.
Dude, it's hard because I feel like I need to be more structured.
I know it's tough. That's the thing about this podcast is it's called the Just Living podcast.
Yeah.
We're just living.
Well,
we're not.
I'm
I
busting
don't.
my butt.
I don't. True.
I'm not just living. I am like. I shouldn't debate what you're saying, but yeah, just living. We're just living life. We're just.
That's the whole
hanging
point
through.
of it. Is like I just want to talk to people who
Yeah.
are just doing their thing.
Just doing their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not. I'm not gonna structure the conversation. I'm not gonna make it like bigger than it is. It's just you and I having a conversation. There shouldn't be any difference between it.
Oh man, yeah, and you're getting all those different perspectives.
Yeah.
I love that so much. I was talking to someone recently, and we were talking about how, and they were like, "Well, why are you asking me this?" And I was like, "Well, you're someone else." And
Yes.
I was like, from what I've heard from the previous questions that I've asked, you have a really good outlook on life. I was like, I like the perspective you have. I really like the way that you have seen these things happen and you reacted in this sense. I appreciate that, and I would like to know more about that if you're willing to share. I was like, I'm not gonna like force you
Yeah,
to
I'm
share
not gonna-
nothing.
yeah.
But I was like, you are really cool.
Yeah.
So
Sounds like you're attracted to interesting people.
dude, I hate boring people. So if
Yeah,
you're
boring people suck.
If you're boring, don't talk.
Yeah,
to me.
for real. It's lame.
It is.
I come off as a boring person, I think, though. Because I don't talk about myself. I hate talking about myself. I don't even like. It's not even just complaining. Like I don't like. It's not.
You just don't like.
I just do not like to talk.
I
about
used to
myself.
be like that. I used to be like that heavily.
But I'll do it if I can get you to learn something from my experience.
Yes.
But that's the only way.
Mine all changed when I realized that I would never get where I wanted to be without being willing to talk about myself.
Yeah.
So from like a success place, when I originally started with business and music and whatever it was,
Mm-hmm.
like I would never be able to reach where I wanted to be if I was not willing to go in front of people and say, this is what I did. Especially
Right.
wealthy people. If I'm gonna go to some wealthy person, let's say like a multimillionaire,
Mm-hmm.
why in the world would he listen to me and not someone else?
Yeah. And you gotta put that. You gotta
a
stamp
sales
that
trap.
in. Yes.
But I have to sell me.
Yes.
And without talking about me, how do
you
I
can't
sell
sell
me?
you.
So that's where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Now I'm at the place where I only tell people about me if they ask.
Yes.
So now, like I was sitting
Same
there
here.
back when I went to youth group, and I would sit there and I would sit at the table, just dead silent, or I'd talk to my friend right next to me, until someone would ask me a question. Now, had this girl, she was in the youth group. She was really, really cool, but she would ask me a deep question, and I would start going off because I was like,
Yeah.
"You asked me about my music. You're about to hear everything." I was like,
You opened a book.
Yeah, I was like, you asked for it. And I was like, you wanted to hear it. And she was inclined, and then all of her friends would make fun of her because they were listening to me yap.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, especially about the making it rich. You know how many people love to tell me I'm not going to make it, and they would make fun of her because she was listening to it and she wanted to hear about it. And I was like, I felt so bad
It's tough.
for her.
It's a tough situation to be in.
I felt bad for her
Yeah.
because I was like, well, she didn't deserve that.
Right. That's-
What time is it actually? That's probably good when you check.
It is 7:24.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay.
But we can wrap it up whenever. Don't matter.
No,
I'm hungry. That's my only thing.
yeah, we could wrap it up and go get food.
No, I'm just saying in general. Like I get hungry and I'm like, okay, I can't function anymore. I gotta.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's weird.
I've not eaten for 2 weeks.
Yeah. See, dude, it's a different thing. I'm a lazy person by heart. You are a person who drives all the time, is doing stuff, and it's completely opposite.
Dude, yeah.
Sleep, I can't go without sleep. If it's under 6 hours, I'm screwed. Like my whole day's screwed.
If mine's more than 6 hours, I'm screwed.
See, that's so nuts.
Not
dude.
like mentally, but like
Right.
I physically.
No, yeah.
I can't wake. Like I can't. My body like just wakes up after 6 hours, unless I'm deathly sick. Like I would
That's
just
so
naturally wake up
nuts.
at 6 hours, and
So
then I
even if
can't
you
fall back.
tried to, like, because technically you're supposed to get 7 to 8 hours sleep.
Yeah.
Even
if I
you
tried, I would
you
wake
feel
up.
See, I
Not feel
don't-
weak. Is I just wake up and I can't go back to
Yeah.
bed.
Okay. I say I don't think that science necessarily science generalizes. We're going to
does.
generalize most people, but you're not most people.
I will say, well, I agree with that, but I also would say that like I definitely can see nerfs on my ability from when I'm taking care of myself to when I'm not.
Really? Like,
Which-
noticeable.
Noticeable.
Either a ghost walked by or someone walked by.
There are other people in the church.
Well, I figured. I'm just saying. It could be
hopefully
a ghost.
Hopefully, I don't. I mean, I have jurisdiction of being here, so we're good. But
No, I'm not worried.
yeah, but
Be sick. We got someone coming in, third guest.
yeah, I mean, hey, you know, who knows? You know what I mean? It looked like David Jones was here earlier, so we could talk to him.
Yeah, that'd be
Cool
cool.
guy. But anyway, no, I can definitely notice a noticeable difference from when I had my mom sitting and taking care of me
Yeah.
to when I was responsible for that.
Right.
And it's different. Because when I'm responsible
Yeah.
for it, I was like, you know what? Money is such a low value for me. I was like, money is money. I don't really
Dude,
care. Worst case scenario, I hit
Money
4.
means nothing other than like, okay, I gotta pay this. I gotta
Yes.
get groceries. I gotta.
Dude, mine is just, okay, I want to accomplish this goal. Darn it, I need money to do that. Okay, well, how do I get money?
That's-
And that's why I
that's it.
started with sales, because every time I was poor, I would just go ahead and sell something.
Yeah.
It was great.
That's nice.
But I hit really poor. There was a point in my life, I won't narrate all the functions that brought up to that point, but I hit a point in my life where I was just gone. There was a dime to my name. And I looked in my fridge and I just had lettuce. Just 3 heads of lettuce. And I was like,
Three.
right.
Why did you have 3 heads of lettuce in your fridge?
Because I bought it for like salad, but I never ate it because it was lettuce.
3 heads is crazy though. That's a lot of lettuce.
Not like cabbage, not like iceberg lettuce. But
Okay,
like the
okay.
like I don't know.
That's no. I get because I
Yeah.
was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
but I had those 3, and I was like, all right, we'll make it work. I know they're mostly water, but that's all I got. That's all the money I
gotta
have.
work
And I
with
live
it.
by myself, so I was
Yeah.
like, all right, this works. So for a week, it took me a week, and I ate all that lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
I went the next 2 weeks, and I didn't eat anything.
Wow. That's nuts.
And then I got my money back up, and I was like, oh, food is great, isn't it? I was like, food is great. But right before that, I told my friends I was going to bulk and gain weight so I could put on muscle. And I
And
was
then
like,
you go.
I'm sorry, boys. About that 3rd week,
a bit
though. So
wrong.
there was the lettuce, then there was a week of eating nothing, and then I went on the donation diet, which is great. The donation diet is when you only accept food that's freely given to you. So you go and you like go to your family and your friends. You're like, and they're like, you want food? And I'm like, yes, I will. And that was all the food I got. Was
That's
just eating.
crazy.
So I would go to church functions, dude. I went to like 4 different church functions a week where I would get food.
I guess that'd force you into more social situations.
That wasn't the point. I was just starving.
Fair.
And I wanted to learn more about God, so I was going to the church events. That was the original reason, and I was like, wait a minute, there's food there. I can completely indulge. They were like, eat all you want, and I was like, now I'm going to take that literally, you know what I mean? And so those 4 days a week supply me for the next week.
Dang, dude.
You know what I mean? And that would
Yeah.
work. But I've put money so low, and I've hit that many times. Like, I've had 2 girlfriends, and during both of them, I got drastically poor, like genuinely just like dirt bottom broke. And I'm like, I'm sorry, we're not going on dates for a while.
Yeah.
It just sucks. Because I will not fall short, and I need someone who can be with me and say, you know what, you love me, and you love your goals, and you love God, and that's all that matters. We
Yeah.
don't need money, we don't
Yeah.
need this, we don't need this. We'll make it. Eventually, I'll find someone like that.
See,
But
that's interesting. You say love God. That's or I always get caught up. Like
I need
my
someone who loves
girlfriend and
God.
I, she loves God. I know there's a God, but which one is it? I don't know.
So you're agnostic.
Yes.
Interesting.
I like to learn from most religions because I feel like they all have ties to a very similar story.
Should I barter you towards mine, or does that feel wrong?
No, I'd love to. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I'll tell you more my testimony actually. So when my parents were missionaries.
Oh, by the way, you asking that question is so big.
Which question?
Are you okay with me
Oh, yeah.
teaching you about,
Yeah.
or not teaching, but just
I hate forcing
pitching.
people.
Yeah,
Yes.
but that's huge because a lot of Christians they push it on people,
Yeah.
and that's not the Christian way.
No.
That's so hypocritical.
It's not. No, I want to get to know you, and then I'll talk about my relationship with Christ and try and see,
but a lot of people push, and that drives me so far away from coming to a place like this.
A lot of Christians read the Bible and then walk away and forget it, and it's really upsetting to me because
it's crazy.
Because then you give people a falsehood of what we stand for.
That's what turned me away from this.
That's
it.
I will warn you that not all Christians do that, and if you base your
100%.
faith off of bad Christians,
correct.
Like originally, I based my faith off what my parents were doing, and they're imperfect.
Right.
So anyway. When I was coming up, when I was a Christian, so when I was 6, we moved to Berlin, and my parents were missionaries. That's why we moved to Berlin. So they planted churches in Germany.
Wow.
I looked at my dad within a month or 2 of moving to Berlin, and I said, I don't believe what you're saying. I'm an atheist. God cannot be real.
Dang.
I said, this is all bull crap. You're wasting your life.
Just immediately.
Like off the drop.
Let me just put a wall right here.
Yeah. Well, and he goes, that's fine. You just have to keep coming to church. We moved back. I am 10 years old, and sometime after we moved back, I saw on the news, which we never turn the news on, but the news was turned on, and on the news was, I don't think it was even at my house, on the news was the discovering of what we believe to be Noah's Ark. We found a mountain in the same location where it should be,
saw that,
with it in it, and I was like, there is no way that is real. Because I knew all the theology.
I know, I was on the same boat you were. I just kind of got away from that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, so that was my thing. Is I looked at it and I was like, really? So then I started looking into the discoverings we found that you can't fabricate, like the documentation of Pontius Pilate. The Dead Sea Scrolls.
That blows those things. Even just the text itself is like, how was something that has been written so long ago still hold up today?
Yes.
Like the stories hold up.
Yes.
They hold up. Their meaning behind them, they all hold up. Yes.
Everything is there, and you cannot prove it wrong.
Yeah, it blows my mind.
And the things you can't prove wrong, you can prove right by the fact that you don't have the competence to understand what God is, or else you would be God.
Yeah.
Like if you read the Bible and you're looking at the Holy Trinity, the only reason it doesn't make sense is because you're not God. And a lot of people are like, well, that doesn't make sense. And I'm like, well, first off, the people who argue that evolution makes sense, scientists still can't prove that because we've tried to replicate it and we can't replicate evolution, so don't tell me that science doesn't make sense, and it doesn't, because you can't prove it either.
Science tends to have a lot of corruption involved in it.
A lot of it.
So
it's government-led. Yes. I won't get into that, by the way.
Oh, don't even start.
But the only things we cannot explain are because we are not God.
Yeah.
And we can summarize what it is, we just can't conceptualize it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But you can map out each individual part of these stories. It's great. And then, I listened to that and I was like, well, it has to be real.
Right.
Like the Bible, bar for bar, says it's real. New and Old Testament, you can find re-existing things of all this creation. I went to my dad and I said, I believe it. Can I be baptized? It's great. But I didn't realize what it was like to have a relationship with Christ.
Yeah, it's a different thing.
There is a very different thing. And I was living the exact same way. I just believed.
Yeah.
So I believed God existed. I just didn't respect him. Now, I wouldn't say that calls for a rebaptism. I also don't like that where a lot of Christians get rebaptized over and over again when they feel like there's a new revelationary thing.
Yeah.
That's what I think your testimony is. The testimony is the story that came up to that point. I accepted Christ, and then I found out that I didn't have a relationship, and now it's strengthening it.
Right.
It's like if I asked you to tell me the story of your girlfriend, you're not going to get back with her every single time you guys have an argument.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not going to post on the story, hey, 1 month again. You know what I mean? It's like, that's stupid.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Stupid to completely restart.
So I didn't get rebaptized, but I definitely went through a point where I'll summarize it, but I lost everything. It was the same point where I started learning psychology, but I lost absolutely everything. And I was sitting there in my room, and a lot of bad things had just happened. I was like, I just feel alone. And all of a sudden, and this, not a lot of people have this, but I was sitting there in my room, I was staring up at the ceiling, and I felt just warmth. And that one of those thoughts that you knew came from a higher power, I was like, God is here.
Yeah.
I was like, interesting thing, I lost absolutely everything so that God could show me that when nobody else is here, he still is.
Yeah.
And so I will never not believe in Christ because I know he's there. And when everything else left me, everything from my friends, my family, like I got a bar in my phone that I wrote down, like they came, like people claiming to be family, like coming back and pretending to be family as if they were there. And I'm like, you weren't there.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to you in 6 years. Where were you at?
Right.
God was though. When everything else left, God was there. Even after I turned him down and I went from church to church telling kids I didn't believe he existed and that they were wasting their lives.
And he says, no.
He
I'm
was
still here.
Now I'm evangelizing. But so for me, I can never go back. And so that's how I know Christianity in the Bible has to be true, because scientifically you can prove it. You can find so much evidence that proves
There's a lot
it
of
has to be
evidence.
true. Too much, honestly. I'm a little concerned with how much
kinda
evidence.
nuts.
Yeah, and then I saw him firsthand. I felt him firsthand. I didn't see him, but I felt that firsthand.
Yeah. You
And
had
there
the
was
experience.
Zero. Like there's some things where you like feel it and you're like, I don't know, is that really? Zero
Like
out
a
of
gut
my mind.
feeling. Like your
I will
intuition.
tell you, I would put money on the fact that was God who influenced that.
Did Russell tell you his story about having an interaction with an angel?
No, I haven't heard that.
It blows my mind.
Yeah.
He told me, I was like,
Yeah.
but, and I talked to Russell about this, and I don't know if your church would be okay with me talking about this, but I'll take the blame for that one. It's not his fault, it's mine.
Okay.
But,
I just have to cut it out depending on what you say.
Okay. He told me that story, and it was just like he was in a really, really, just like you were explaining. You were in the lowest of lows.
Yeah,
I've got multiple stories actually from other people from this, but you were in the lowest of lows, and then you're shown, no, you're not alone. Like you're not the only one fighting this battle. There's still someone here.
Yeah.
It was essentially what happened to him when he got sued or almost got sued.
Oh, wow. So that was recent.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I'll let him tell it because I'll butcher it, but
Yeah.
really, really incredible story.
Because I was with him when he got sued.
Were you?
Yeah, I was standing next to him. It was at the camp. You know how I was saying I was listening to the guy speak about his kids and the one that camp?
Yes.
Same camp.
Yeah. And then he walked away from you.
Yeah, he did. We watched him walk out.
That was when it happened.
That's when it happened?
Yeah.
Whoa, Russell, I'm finding you. You're getting a text after this.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you what, I'll be sitting there living my ordinary life, and Russell just, I don't know why he can do it to me and can't do it to everyone else. Actually, that's not true. I totally know why he can. But he'll just drop the craziest bomb. He's like, yeah, and this happened. And I was like, I haven't talked to you in 2 days.
He does that.
And your family
Yes.
died. And I'm like, what? That never happened. But that was an exaggeration.
Yes. No, I get what you're saying.
And you're like, how did
Just the
that?
craziest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I understand it because if I texted him everything that happened, it's like, yeah, I'm currently like,
Yeah.
because today I was digging up a sewage line to someone's house.
Right.
So we had excavator, we had like, we were digging.
Yeah.
And so I sent people a picture. I'm like, yo, what y'all up to right now? And I was like, I'm digging this. Or like, hey, I'm rebuilding a
Yeah.
house. I ripped out the floor of a house. I'm rebuilding it.
Yeah.
Um,
That's always cool. I always think
dope.
it's the coolest thing. That you're doing something meaningful.
Well, the guys I work with have all the machines on the planet. So like I'm driving around like an 80-foot man lift. I can go straight up 80 foot. Which is the
Nice.
scariest thing of all time because I'm deathly afraid of heights.
Really?
We went up 50 feet and I was gripping the thing. I was gripping that. I was like, dude, now I can finally go up about 40 feet and not be scared.
Nice.
Well, okay, I'll still
you
be
worked
scared,
up
but
to
I'll still do
You
it.
worked up to that.
Yes.
Baby steps.
Dude, I climbed up a 4,400 foot in Obamagao, right outside of Obamagao, which was really, really cool.
Obamagao.
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 Oba means over, and then Amagao is like the river. So there's the Ama River, and you're
cool.
over the Ama. And there's also Unta Amagao, which is under. So anyway, we went to Obamagao, which was phenomenal, by the way. One of the coolest.
But were you
times.
scared up there?
Definitely. We got to the top, and there was a cross up there, and in the pictures we have, yeah, I just like stepped away from it, and then I went back and I hugged it again. And I'm sitting up there, and the recording is on my phone, and I'm like holding it, and I'm like, all right, that's my recording for the day. Can we please have that? Dude, one thing I had to tell my uncle, love my uncle, right? We're climbing up, and it's a path made, but there's like 2 or 3 parts where you have to hold a chain because it's a little more vertical than they would like, and if it's
Right.
wet, it's bad. I'm hanging from the side of a cliff from a chain, and he's telling me it's not that bad, and I'm like,
No.
if you want to die, say it again. I was like, I will send you to Jesus directly. Line 1 communication,
Yeah.
shut up. Because, dude, when you're hanging like this from the side of a
Oh,
cliff,
yeah.
you're like,
No,
dude.
I can't imagine that.
And he's like, move your foot. I'm like, down your throat? Like, what in the world, dude? Anyway, anyway. But, so I did make it up. And dude, as soon as he stopped talking, I made it up just fine. I looked at him, I was like, not talking is the best thing you can do. And then, love George too, my friend George. Dude, honestly, I gotta tell you this guy's story. Next time we meet, I'm gonna have permission or not, whether I can tell you this guy's story or not. Because he doesn't like to talk about his past either.
Yeah.
But Jiminy Christmas, this dude has accomplished every.
That's cool.
The lowest your life could possibly go, he lived it.
Yeah.
So he's from Africa. He's from Ghana.
Whoa.
He got out of Ghana
Yeah.
and now he's in Berlin and he's doing school over there.
That's
But
so
he was
cool.
behind me, and then after my uncle stopped yelling at me, then he was like, "Hey Noah, it's okay, you're all good." And I was like, "George, I'm gonna kill you." I was like, "I just told you to shut up." Anyway, so that's where we're at.
Yeah.
But I made it up, and I was holding that for dear.
Yeah.
life. We also checked out like 20. That's a ballpark. I didn't count how many castles, but we went to castles upon castles,
so
up
cool.
on hills and mountains. And I get to, I'm like, was like, okay, we're gonna stand back here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even walking up the stairs to that makes me scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared of the.
That's like fear is such a weird thing to me because it's like, in that situation, unless you're dangling off a cliff, but in that situation when you're standing there, you're not like, unless someone pushes you or some crazy thing happens, you're fine.
So do you know what fear is? It's you trying to assume the future.
Yeah. It's just.
And what's really funny is, what's really
what
funny,
if?
It is. What's really funny is a lot of people don't believe me on this. I do practically everything. I'm afraid of like everything.
Really?
I'm afraid of people. I'm afraid of water. I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of leaving my house.
Yeah. I guess.
I'm afraid of everything.
Okay.
Putting
it like that, I thought, no, I'm not very scared. I guess I never thought about it that way.
Every time I meet someone, I'm scared.
Yeah, for sure.
Every single time.
For sure.
Like
Because you're worried about what's gonna happen.
What's gonna happen? Like, are you gonna like me? Are you gonna dislike me? Am I gonna say something that's wrong? Am I gonna throw myself on the curb? Am I gonna do whatever? Every single time. Now I just have have again, that logical reasoning I was telling you I live life by.
Yeah.
Logically in my head, I go, if I wasn't scared, what would I do? And then I do it.
That's so powerful. That's
every single time.
So I think that is incredibly powerful what you just said. However, to implement that into your own life is incredibly difficult.
So actually the first
So how did you do it?
The first time I ever used that, oh man, I was doing something subpar. But basically what I'll say is I was jumping from one roof to another.
I was doing something subpar, such a funny way to word that.
I've made subpar actions. Anyway, I'm jumping from one high point to another high point. And I look at it, and my friend's in front of me, and I go, this is probably a horrible time to let you know that I'm like deathly afraid of heights. And he goes, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, you're going to be able to make it? I was like, yeah, just give me 30 seconds of you shutting up. And he was like, okay. And then I just jumped.
Yeah.
But like, especially on something like that where like your knees are weak. Like, because there's one thing about like fear too. My first interactions with like talking to anyone, especially women, by the way, like the first thing when I was young and talking to women,
it was probably the worst thing to ever happen to you at the time.
My gosh, dude.
Yeah.
I would have rather been shot.
Yeah. Right now, if I wasn't dating my girlfriend, I don't know if I would know how to, like.
I studied it and I've done it so much that like, even though I'm deathly, so right now to this day, you send me out and I'll go talk to someone, like anyone, even if I know them, I'm scared to talk to them.
Yeah, for sure. I was scared coming here.
Yeah, I was scared, but like I'll go and I just kind of just do it.
Yeah,
I just kind of go and I just start, and then just don't.
So you look for what is making me uncomfortable in this situation, and then go towards it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because fear will limit me. If I was afraid, so I gotta be interesting with the way I phrase this. My family, and especially my genetic code, was not wired to be hard workers. You can see it a lot in my family, and I'll leave it at that. But especially me, like I am wired where if I listened to what I felt like doing, I would be at home, I'd be lazy, I'd be asleep, I'd be tired, I would be like a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm not is because I go, well, what would I do if I didn't want that? Like, what would I do if I wasn't deathly scared right now? Well, I would keep scraping paint off a wall. Okay, well, let me scrape paint off a wall.
Yeah.
And I was gonna sit there. Now, it's great. Music is awesome. Music is the greatest gift, especially if you have music on. And overthinking is a great gift when you're scared, because if you can think about something other, I have a lot of things to overthink about.
Yeah, but that's also like overthinking causes that too. Could go both ways.
No, I overthink everything. Yeah. So, definitely, I'm up there. I'm like, this could happen. This could happen. This could happen. And you're like, oh. But then I think about.
And then you overthink the opposite way. It's like, what could be good that comes from this?
No, I never do that.
No.
I am so negative. I'm the biggest pessimist you'll find anywhere in the world. I tell everyone, like, the reason I'm right about most relationships that my friend asked me about is because I'm like, it's probably going to fail. That's usually my advice.
Dude,
I'm like, they're going to leave you. They're going to fail. Everyone dislikes you. Everyone hates you.
It's kind of, I mean, it definitely is a win sometimes. It helps.
It's good. Okay, so actually, my first relationship, I'll keep it mildly brief with how I discussed this, but it ended because I was too scared of it ending that I never gave her connection.
Oh.
And so she was a great person, but
that's rough.
I never fell in love.
Right.
Because I was too
scared
of
when this is gonna end.
So then
it doesn't matter.
Exactly. And then it ended, and I was just fine. I was sad for 5 minutes. I moved on.
Dang. It's impressive.
Well, yeah, because I didn't care.
Yeah.
It was just a good friend.
Right. That's crazy.
And it was cool. I had a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, right.
She was awesome. She was a really nice person. Brought me to a lot of places. Her friends were really, really cool and everything too. But like, I just couldn't fall in love.
Right.
And that hurt her too, because she was like, I want to do this, this, and this, but
Yeah.
I can tell you don't care. And I was like, and I just would go home and I'm like, why don't I care? And I didn't realize it was my way of like making sure that I didn't get hurt again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then
It's
we,
avoiding that bullet that hasn't even been shot yet.
yes. And then I step back into the bullet and you take another one. And you're like, well, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter, probably. I think, what time is it? 7:30?
Yeah. Do we wrap it up?
7:46. I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of time on this. No
So
one's
I
gonna
can
make
see
it to
that,
the
man.
end. Not a single human being will make
I
it
hope
to the end
not.
of this.
I wonder if my mom will.
My mom might make it to the end. I take it back.
I told my mom I was doing it, but I don't know if I'm going to tell her where it is because I want her.
If you're gonna shout me out, then the odds of other people finding out that you know personally that you might have name dropped are higher.
Facts. Honestly, I'm going to shout it out to everyone. I'm going to post this on my social media. I want everyone to find
There's
out.
that.
Come find me.
He found the fear, and he
here's-
chased it.
But here's what I want, okay? When you come get upset about what I said, if you're upset about the fact that I said it online, don't go around posting it. Come to my face and scream it at me personally.
I couldn't agree more.
Please. Please.
Yeah,
I'd
because then I can
love
talk to
brawl.
you. And
I love, dude. Yeah, what Charlie Kirk said, the fighting starts when the speaking stops.
Yeah.
Come and talk to
Dude,
me about it.
Charlie Kirk died, and it changed, it was like a paradigm shift for me.
It was massive.
Yes.
It was a paradigm shift for you?
Yes.
What had changed in your life?
Politically.
Oh.
Yeah.
He did have a big impact on that.
No, I didn't follow Charlie Kirk.
I didn't follow him.
His death.
His
assassination was what was like, whoa.
had such a massive difference
Whoa,
in
whoa,
everything.
whoa, whoa, whoa. What is
Yes.
happening right now?
We can't get into politics.
I know,
And
we're-
we
yeah,
just said
politics-
we're gonna wrap it up.
Yes.
So,
So-
anyway, it was good seeing you.
We're definitely
It's
going to
your
have him back
outro.
on.
I'm
Yeah.
not.
Gonna have this guy back on. Interesting fella. It was nice to meet you and
Yeah.
sit down and get a conversation with you.
Yeah,
I'm thankful that I came because I debated not.
I know, and I'm
So-
thankful I contacted you because I
Yeah.
also debated not. So it was good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to
and
meet
then
you.
I'll see you guys again.
Yeah, peace out.
Peace out.